is swung on and hit in the air to right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! To left power, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps on the bag for one out, throws to first, and it is in time, a double play.
And that one is gone! Joey Hafner!
A high drive, left field deep. Bolzano going back, looking up. This ball is a 2-run homer. P.J. Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his second season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here's play-by-play broadcaster Dave Peck.
Newport is back over 500 and look to continue their playoff push here tonight against the 16-22 Vermont Mountaineers. Dave Peck welcoming you to Cardines Field on People's Credit Union Fanatic About Reading Night, where 250 rally towels will be given away at the ballpark courtesy of People's Credit Union. Winning 5 out of their last 6 games, the Gulls are now 19-18 and currently hold on to the third and final playoff spot in the Southern Division standings. Most recently, Newport defeated the New Bedford Bay Sox by a score of 4-3 last night. Bryant's Tyler Madison picked up the win, while teammate Nate Ryder earned his 9th save of the season. Offensively, it was Dalton Reed who belted his 11th home run of the season. Now leads the Newport Gulls in that category as a 3-run shot to give the Gulls a 4-3 advantage. They will host the Vermont Mountaineers, the two teams facing off for the second time in 3 days. Were the Mountaineers that won Game 1 by a score of 10-4 on Sunday night, but the Gulls look to get back to their winning ways against the Northern Division foes. Most recently, Vermont falling to the Ocean State Waves 7-1 last night, but they will look to play spoiler here at Cardines Field. Rain is in the forecast in Rhode Island, but we are expecting baseball. Don't go anywhere. The Newport Gulls pregame show starts right now.
Welcome back to the NECBL Broadcast Network pregame show. I'm Joe DeLeon for today's edition of Gulls Insider, where we take a look at the various members of the Newport Gulls organization. Today, actually, we have a very interesting interview because if you're familiar with last week's broadcast, Nick Bella, who is a member of our media team, actually made it on top of the warehouse. If you're familiar with it, it stands right along the first base line, and oftentimes we'll run over to a shot in which there's people sitting on top of it. But we've discussed and we've talked about potentially going up there and talking to them, and you finally did what most of us were talking about doing. So what kind of brought you to actually being willing to go up there?
So I was on social media that night, and I told Shannon, our producer, before the game that if there's people up there, I'm going to go up there. And she kind of laughed at me, but she doesn't know me too well, and she doesn't know that I'm dead serious when I say things like that.
Did you think she wasn't taking you serious when you said that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I knew she was not taking me serious, but I had to cement myself in Newport Gulls intern legend, and I had to go up there. So fortunately enough, my last time on social media, there were people up there, and so I just went for it. Came around where they were kind of sitting. There's like a porch thing over there. And there's like a ladder that goes up to the roof. And at first, I kind of tried to get their attention. They didn't listen to me, so I just kind of turned around and said, "Okay, it's not worth it." But then I stopped, and I was like, "No, this is gonna be a good story." So I went back, and I said it louder, and they were like, "Yeah, come up," and they welcomed me up there, and I climbed up the ladder, got to see the view that no other Newport Gulls interns ever seen in their life. So yeah, I'm glad I went up there, and they're some very nice people.
Yeah, so from what I talked to you after the game, and we actually talked about it in the post-game report, you were saying that they're very, very nice people, they're very polite, and they were willing to talk to you and give you a little bit of information. What exactly is their story? What brings them up there? From what I understand, they're not actually the people that own the building, but they're actually people that live near it. So what is their story behind them?
Yeah, no, so they don't own the building themselves. It's their landlord that owns the building. They live in the apartment that's connected to the warehouse, kind of. But yeah, they've been there since 2014, which is a year that we won a championship, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, they were telling me stories about, some crazy stories about how people have almost been hit by balls, that balls just whizzed by them. One of the tenants of the house told me that one time some kids climbed up the gutter and like tried getting balls, and she caught them, and they tried going back down it that way, but she said no, go down the stairs. Yeah, I mean they had like a huge thing of baseballs too, which I was like fascinated by. They had like, this huge thing on the side just filled with baseballs, which was cool.
I'm sure they collect plenty of them during the year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They had a couple hundred.
So, while that might have been the most daring thing that we've seen from Newport Gulls interns so far, from the past also, from what I understand, what is your next move going forward, if you have anything, tucked away in your arsenal right now? If not, are you in the works of something?
I can't confirm whether or not I am or am not, but, I run by this quote from The Sandlot. It's when Babe Ruth walks out of Benedict Rodriguez's closet and says, "Legends get remembered. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die." So, it's a quote I live by every day. There might be some works of me, trying to do something else crazy, but as of right now, I cannot confirm.
So you certainly do need to be a little bit crazy to be successful. But Nick, you're going to leave things a little bit ominously, as if we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But that is it for Gulls Insider. I'm Joe DeLeon, and the NECBL Broadcast Network pregame show continues after this. Wait, what?
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Nick Bella here with Jason Gonzalez. Now, Jason, you had 4 home runs last week. What were you doing differently? What was your approach last week that led you to hit 4 home runs?
Yeah, just trying to hit the ball hard, First couple weeks that I got here, I was a little tight, not playing the way I usually do. So just trying to relax, have some fun, and help my team win.
Now, Jason, you guys are tied for third place right now with a couple games left in the season. You're on the brink of making the playoffs. So what's the mindset for your team right now?
Just keep having fun, and just win. Our pitchers have been doing a great job. Our bullpen's coming in and shutting the game down, and our hitters are hitting the ball hard. So just keep having fun and win. That's it.
And Jason, so you're talking about having fun. So Newport's a lot of fun. How has your summer been in Newport?
Good. It's been relaxing. I've been on a boat ride here with Jake. His family came down a couple weeks ago, so they took us on a little boat ride. But for the most part, it's been relaxing. Just staying home, playing Fortnite all day. That's it.
Where are you dropping, if I might ask?
Always Tilted. Always got to go to Tilted.
Yeah, same. I feel that. Yeah. All right, Jason. Thank you. And the pregame show continues next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the NECBL pregame show. I'm Dan Byford here alongside Jack Gethings, a candidate for the final fan vote in the NECBL All-Star game. Jack, what do you think makes you worthy to be an All-Star?
I think I'm a good guy. So hopefully the fans like me. Hopefully they vote me in. It would be awesome to join the 4 other guys on the team in the All-Star game and just enjoy the All-Star festivities.
Yeah, a total of 5 would be very impressive. So do you have any sort of campaign slogan that you would like, something like Benny Biceps for the All-Star game is what the Red Sox Twitter account did, right? What's your campaign slogan on Twitter?
Ooh, I don't know if I have a campaign slogan. Just hopefully the fans like me out there. If they do, then toss me a vote and I can join the rest of the 4 guys on the team.
So how do you think you could best convince the fans to go out there and vote for you?
Best convince them. Ooh, I don't know. Just I tend to think of myself as a good guy, a good team guy. So hopefully you enjoy watching me play or enjoy watching the team play and toss a vote.
So how'd you get here? How did you get to right on the precipice of being an All-Star? How's your season gone so well this far?
Well, I think I started off the season well. I was getting hits, getting on base, and then little bit of a slump, a little bit of a roller coaster. But I'm starting to pick things up again and get on base, try to help the team.
All right, and do you have a pick for the All-Star Game MVP, whether or not you are selected to join your teammates?
Yeah, Stevie Mangrum, All-Star MVP.
How's he going to earn that MVP?
I'm thinking 5 for 5, 2 or 3 home runs at least, and then a couple extra base hits along with that.
All right, thank you, Jack. The NECBL pregame show continues next. Welcome back to the pregame show. It's time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. Dave Peck alongside Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon and the voice of the Vermont Mountaineers, Andrew Whalen. Joe, we'll start with you. Newport 1/1000th of a winning percentage ahead of the Mystic Schooners, now in third place. 2 weeks ago, 13-17. Did you ever expect this to be the case?
You know, I always figured that the Gulls would end up finishing hot, and usually it ends up with baseball, and then the teams that do well in the playoffs are the ones that are finishing strong in the end of the season. I'm honestly not surprised with the way that they hit in the beginning of the year, and also the way that their starting pitchers performed in the beginning of the year. It's really no surprise to me that they're finally got back to the consistency that they were at the start of the season.
Yeah, you mentioned starting pitching. It's been something that throughout the season hasn't necessarily been the most consistent, but lately that's been a strength for Newport. What has changed?
Well, I think the big thing in the little stretch that we saw a rough patch going on was the fact that we didn't have long starts from guys that were starting on the mound. There was a lot of 3-inning outings, and they were getting pulled with bases loaded at that point in time. So now we're seeing games in which the starting pitcher is able to last 5 or 6 innings, and you don't have to go to your bullpen that early, which is really big for a pitching staff.
Offensively, Dalton Reed, among others, have been really hitting the ball well. Newport leading the league in home runs and doubles. What have you seen from Dalton specifically?
Well, Dalton, like you said, had the one big outing the other day. He did a really good job of driving the ball, and he got a lot of long hits. But I think the one thing that's really important here is not specifically one guy who had a big day, but it's a matter of everybody across the board is performing consistently. And like I said, during that rough patch, there was a period of time in which we would really only have one guy putting up a big game, and now we're seeing everybody have 2 hits, 1 hit. Not a lot of guys going 0 for in a game.
All right, Andrew, we'll toss it over to you now. Vermont Mountaineers in 5th place right now, 5 games back of that final playoff spot. What is the mood right now around the team?
Well, you can't get down on yourself. They lost the game last night to Ocean State. It wasn't a pretty game by any means, but you can't get down, you can't get negative because they are still technically alive, and all they can do, they got to take it one game at a time right now, and that starts with tonight against you guys.
Has there been any change in message from manager Blake Nation at all?
No, we haven't heard anything. It's just one game at a time. There's no spoiler yet at this point. If it gets to that point, we'll see that message probably change. But for right now, they're just, one game at a time. You can't rush. You can't, get too tight. You got to stay nice and relaxed and play your game of baseball.
What would you say is the key coming into Cardines Field tonight?
I think it's got to be the hitting. We got 1 run yesterday against Ocean State, and it was just a couple of hits. I think it was 4 or 5. They really got to get aggressive. We saw Ocean State's pitchers. They really got, attacking early, and they were just throwing strike 1, strike 2 the whole game. So I think they got to be a little bit more aggressive here and use Cardines to their advantage. It's not a deep field here by any means. I know you guys got the high fence, but, try to get one up into the wind. We know the wind's blowing around here down by the water.
On Sunday night, it was a 10-4 win for the Mountaineers over the Gulls. Holden Powell, he was sharp in the first 4 innings, then ran into trouble in the 5th. A little bit more consistent, a little bit more disciplined at the plate where the Mountaineers look for that same approach here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. We got guys there's some good hitters in this lineup. Liam McGill, who hit the grand slam in that game, he's still feeling good. He had a double last night against Ocean State. Nate Grice, a little bit slow right now, but he's an all-star for a reason, so I think they're going to really rely on those big guys, middle of the order, to kind of propel this offense.
All right, it's the Gulls and the Mountaineers in Game 2 of this 2018 NECBL season. For Andrew Whalen and Joe DeLeon, I'm Dave Peck. The Newport Gulls pregame show continues next right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the NECBL pregame show. Aram Layton alongside Newport Gulls pitcher Michael Kirian. Mike, you came into the 7th inning of last game with 1 out, 2 men on in a jam in a 2-run game. You were able to escape, keep the Gulls ahead, and limit the damage. What was your mindset coming into a situation like that when it's so important this late in the season?
My mindset was to come in, throw a lot of strikes, get ahead in the count. Didn't want to get the hitters in counts that are more favorable to them. So I just want to throw a lot of strikes and let my defense play.
You did a good job of commanding the fastball early in the count. When you're really on, what's working for you besides the fastball? What do you like to mix in with that pitch?
Well, I think that it all starts with being ahead with the fastball. If you can't establish that, it makes it really difficult. But I think along with that my curveball has been a big help.
So it's home stretch now, just about a week to go, and you're tied for the final playoff spot in the Southern Division. What's the vibe around the team? What's the mindset? Every pitch, every batter, every inning matters.
Yeah, I mean, with it being as close as it is, the close race that we're in, we just got to stay positive and just keep doing our thing. If we do that, we have a good chance of winning.
Well, thank you, Michael. Aram Layton with Michael Kirian, and the pregame show continues on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Nick Bell here with Nate Ryder for Ask a Gull this week. Now, Nate, we have 5 questions for you and a riddle for this week.
Okay.
All right, so since it's your last day, favorite moment on field this season?
Favorite moment on field was probably Nick Enright trying to get an at-bat. Didn't end up how he wanted to, but it was fun to watch.
And now your favorite moment off the field this season?
Off the field, that's a tough one. Going golfing with Enright again, it's weird. Just happens to be with him, but probably going golfing with him, having a good time.
And now you're a Fortnite player.
Okay, yep.
Who is the best Fortnite player on the team?
On the team, I'm going to have to go with Stevie Mangrum over there. He's just a absolute stud at Fortnite.
Now, who is the worst Fortnite player on the team?
Dylan Plew.
Why?
He's absolutely terrible. Doesn't know how to play. Terrible.
Do you think you could beat him?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
All right. And now our last question is, who is the goofiest player on the team?
Probably Dylan Plew again. Yeah.
Why?
He just does some weird stuff. I don't know if it's a Washington thing, but he just does some strange things. Some of the stuff he says is a little weird, but good kid though. But some of the stuff he says.
Weird?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And finally, the infamous riddle of the week.
Okay.
All right. So, I stay in the corner, but I travel around the world. What am I?
Stay in a corner but travel around the world? A wall. I don't know.
No.
What is it?
A stamp.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an easy one, huh?
Good one. Yeah, that's an easy one. Had no idea. But,
All right, folks, that's it. Ask a Goal is over, and the pregame show continues next on the NCBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the pregame show. It's time for the Coach's Corner. Dave Peck alongside Xander Jones, assistant coach here of the Newport Gulls. Xander, 5 out of 6 wins this past week. Has anything changed for the Gulls?
Well, I think the biggest thing is starting pitching. When you have guys that are able to stretch 5-6 innings, it gives you a great opportunity to win, puts less stress on the bullpen, and as such, the bullpen guys are starting to find their roles a little bit. So when you get quality starting pitching, it allows everybody else to relax, especially our offense. They don't have to press and try to get runs back early on. And when you do that, everybody else is just a little bit more comfortable, and so that's where we've been able to find success.
Part of the success has been the offense, like you mentioned, scoring first in the last few games has been a big part of it. Is that something that you guys are specifically trying to do, or just kind of happens?
No, I think it just happens. You know, early on, our starting pitching, we were giving up runs in the first 2 innings, and that's a tremendous challenge, and it puts pressure on those guys immediately. And so since that starting pitching has been able to work for us, the hitters don't have to press, and like I said, it just gives them that opportunity to go up there and be comfortable and put some good swings on.
Welcome in Tim Tawa, player coach, Stanford. Tim, Dalton Reed, I mean, come on, he's 1 home run away from the Newport Gulls record all time for home runs. What have you seen from that kid?
He's hot right now. He's keep it up. He's been taking good swings and seeing the ball really well, I think, at the plate, and his approach has been really good. I think he's really working the other way, and then, you know, if he gets a fastball in, he's pulling it the other ways.
When Newport has struggled this year, it's been big innings, 7-run inning against Vermont. We've had a multiple like those throughout the season. How do you limit that? I'll ask both of you.
Oh, start with me? Well, it starts, especially in Vermont specifically, while I just complimented our starting pitching, you know, walks hurt. Walks hurt. And in this league, they're going to hurt really badly if you put a couple guys on, and then that one big swing, which happened in Vermont, can put a lot of damage on pretty quickly. So if we can avoid hurting ourselves, we'll be in good shape down the road.
Tim, do you have anything to add to that?
Walks lead to runs, so I was going to say the exact same thing.
All right, what's going to be the key here? You have a long stretch. You got to go to Danbury. You got to go to Winnipesaukee. You have to go to Sanford. Does that matter at all, or just playing games day by day?
We're going to take it day by day, but I think we just need to be well rested, get a lot of good sleep at night, and just be ready to play. You know, that's just part of the season is going on long road trips, and we'll be fine. It's just about, you know, staying rested and ready to go.
I would agree, and the message to the players for the last couple weeks is just continue to stay loose. And it's easy when you start taking the road trips. You start to get that fatigue that Tim was talking about, but our message is going to continue to be the same as it's worked for us over the last 7 games.
All right, for Tim Tawa, Xander Jones, I'm Dave Peck. The Gulls and the Mountaineers are up next right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Once again, here's Dave Peck and the Newport Gulls broadcast team.
The rain is gone, the players are warm, and the fans are ready for tonight's interdivisional matchup between the Vermont Mountaineers and the Newport Gulls. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cardines Field for this interdivisional matchup. Dave Peck alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, the voice of the Vermont Mountaineers Andrew Whalen, and Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford. Newport now 19-18, third in the Southern Division standings, just 1/1000th of a winning percentage ahead of the Mystic Schooners for that final playoff spot. They have to keep things going here. They've won 5 out of their last 6. They're facing off against a Mountaineers team who is 16-22, currently 5th in the Northern Division standings. They are still mathematically in it. It's going to be a long road for them. They'll try and pick up a win here tonight against the Gulls, but Newport yesterday at Paul Walsh Field in New Bedford, a big 4-3 win over the Bay Sox. Tyler Madison, 6 1/3 innings pitched, just 3 runs on 6 hits, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. The Bryant starter just was electric, and he got some help from his bullpen. Nate Ryder, the Bulldog, he's done it all season long. 9th save of the season, 1 inning, no runs, no walks. Offensively, it was Cody Hosey to get Newport on the board early with a top of the first RBI single, and then how about Dalton Reed, a 3-run home run in the top of the 5th inning, his 11th of the season. He's now just 1 home run short of the Newport Gulls all-time record for season home runs. I welcome in Andrew Whalen of the Vermont Mountaineers. Vermont still has some life, and the last time they faced Newport, it was a 10-4 win for the Mountaineers. They're coming off a 7-1 loss against the Waves on this Southern Division road trip.
Yeah, last night was a real tough game. The offense just didn't show up. The only run was scored on a wild pitch in the 6th inning. They only strung together 6 hits on the night. And, you got to tip your cap to the Ocean State pitchers. They had 3 lefties go in a row, and it was really tough on the lefties and the Mountaineers. Leonard Bryce Kelly didn't have a good night. He did score that 1 run, and he reached on a walk and scored on the wild pitch. Nolan Tressler, not a good night either, and when Ben Badley came in, he didn't look great. So it just wasn't a night to remember for the Mountaineers. We actually had the first time all season a position player pitched the 8th inning. Sammy Duran came in and threw the 8th inning. So that was kind of, I guess, the summary of how last night went. If a position player is pitching, probably not your best night.
Well, they had a good night on Sunday against the Gulls up at Montpelier Recreational Field. It was a 10-4 win for the Mountaineers. Starting pitcher, losing pitcher for the Gulls, Holden Powell, he looked good through the first 4 innings. He had 5 strikeouts through just 2, and then things kind of started to unravel in the 5th. Mountaineers scored 7 runs, 4 walks, 3 singles. How about Liam McGill, the ex-Gull with the grand slam? That was something.
So we talked to him after the game, and I said, Liam, that was your old team. How does that feel? He said, felt great. I'm not going to lie. He just, it was a full count pitch. He was just trying to barrel something up, and he did a little bit more than barrel that ball up. It was just a rocket to left field. It banged off the scoreboard, and I think that ball, here maybe. I don't know if it was high enough to get out of here. It's tough to say, but it was a bomb.
It was definitely had the velocity off the bat. That was a laser beam line drive. It probably would have hit the Buckley Heating and Cooling sign down the left field line. As I welcome in Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford. Dan, I asked Joe Daly on this in the pregame show. Week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Newport was 13-17, looking up at the final spot for the playoffs in the Southern Division, but now 1/1000th of a winning percentage ahead of Mystic. What do they have to do to keep things going, and what has changed for this team?
So I think something that's been huge is, so Nick Enright has been great all year, whether it's been out of the pen or starting of late, might even be closing in the near future. But guys like Tyler Madison and Russ Smith stepping up their last couple of starts has been huge for them. Just being able to get into a game, not be behind immediately, even dominating the other team mentally wears on them, and it also gives you a sort of swagger when you're winning a game like that.
It was definitely a big win, and Newport has a long road ahead of them as you look at the schedule. Vermont, obviously, today. Then they go to Winnipesaukee for the second matchup against the Muskrats tomorrow. They'll host the Bay Sox on Friday night here at Cardines Field. They will head to Valley and Holyoke to face off against the first-place Valley Blue Sox. That's on the eve of the All-Star game. They'll take a break. Newport, with a number of players in the All-Star game, they will stay there Sunday, and then at Danbury, at Sanford, and hosting Mystic in that final game at home. It will prove to be a very important one. Dave Peck alongside Andrew Whalen here on People's Credit Union Fanatic About Reading Night, where 250 rally towels were given away courtesy of People's Credit Union. We will take a quick break and be right back for the pregame festivities here on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. There was rain in the forecast, but we have blue skies with some clouds here in Newport, Rhode Island. Expecting a good game between the Mountaineers and the Gulls. First, we will send things over to Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford for a look around the NECBL. Dan?
Thanks, Dave. In yesterday's NECBL action, the Winnipesaukee Muskrats beat the Mystic Schooners 6-3. The Vermont Mountaineers fell to the Ocean State Waves 7-1. The Upper Valley Nighthawks beat the Sanford Mainers 5-2. The Valley Blue Sox beat the North Adams Steeplecats 9-8. The Danbury Westerners beat the Keene Swamp Bats 9-2. And the Gulls triumphed over the New Bedford Bay Sox 4-3. As for today's slate of games, the Ocean State Waves will be taking on the Keene Swamp Bats. The Mystic Schooners are taking on the Plymouth Pilgrims. And the Sanford Mainers are taking on the Valley Blue Sox in addition to today's game between the Vermont Mountaineers and the Newport Gulls. The standings right now in the Northern Division have the Valley Blue Sox leading at 27-11. The Keene Swamp Bats are behind them at 21-17. The Upper Valley Nighthawks are also at 21-17. The Sanford Mainers are at 20-17. The Vermont Mountaineers at 16-22. The North Adams Steeplecats at 14-23. And at the bottom, the Winnipesaukee Muskrats are at 12-26. In the Southern Division, the Plymouth Pilgrims are leading at 21-15. The Ocean State Waves are behind them at 21-16. The Newport Gulls behind as well at 19-18, barely ahead of the Mystic Schooners, who are at 20-19. The Danbury Westerners are at 17-21, and the New Bedford Bay Sox are at 16-23.
Thank you, Dan. And Newport coming into this game again at 19-18 so far this season. The offense, 280 average, that is third in the NECBL. The pitching staff, well, 5.78 ERA, that is 11th in the league. Going against a Vermont team that has a 255 average, which is tied for 9th, and an ERA of 4.31, which is 7th. So we could expect a similar game to Sunday. High scoring, at least for one team, just based on the way the pitching staffs have gone so far this season.
Yeah, we're going to see how Daniel Hobbs can do tonight. He hasn't thrown too much on the season. He's been out of the pen, I believe, all of his appearances. So he's got no decisions. He's thrown 15 2/3 innings of 3.44 ERA, 11 Ks. So, we'll see how he does out of the starting rotations. He's been primarily a pen guy, but with the Mountaineers losing a number of pitchers, including, I think, 3 starters, they're going to need some guys to step up. We tried to have that with Mark Connor. He had one good start. His last start out was not very good, only lasted an inning and a third. So Coach Nation trying to find someone to fill in that rotation spot. We lost Jackson Shaver. We lost Indigo Diaz, 2 of our top guys in the rotation. So we're going to see if we can get some guys to plug in here.
We'll see what happens. Newport, in the last 5 games, we talked about the success. Team batting .304, 11 home runs. It's been Dalton Reed, 381 average with 3 home runs and 6 RBI. How about Jason Gonzalez batting .421? 4 of his 8 hits have been the long ball. He has 5 on the season, so it's been something that has really helped Newport as of late. The pitching staff, they got a really nice outing from Russell Smith a couple of days ago, and then Tyler Madison doing a good job against the Bay Sox. Nate Ryder has been effective all day, and you mentioned that Vermont has lost some guys. Well, Nate Ryder is a guy that Newport will miss after this evening. We're going to send it down field level for the singing of our national anthem, brought to you by Andrew Costa. The honor guard today is South Kingstown Police Department.
Network administrator at People's Credit Union. And in his spare time, he also works at the guitar studio in West Greenwich.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous endless fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you again to People's Credit Union, and welcome.
We will take a quick break and then be back here at Cardines Field for the starting lineups and more here on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. As we welcome you back to the ballpark here in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island, the city by the sea. We'll send things over to Andrew Whalen for the starting lineup for the visiting Vermont Mountaineers. Andrew?
Yeah, we had a late shakeup here as Coach Nation had to make a late substitution. His Paul Witt's shoulder is bothering him, so he was going to bat second tonight. He's not going to do that anymore. Bryce Kelly's going to lead off, playing center field, looking for that all-star vote, a guy that he's in that final vote along with 12 other guys, one from every team in the league. So Bryce trying to get in there. He's going to play center field. Batting second is Ben Babley. He's going to play second base. He was scheduled to hit ninth. He's going to slide up. Nate Grice, the Mountaineers' only all-star as of right now, playing left field, batting third. Ronald Medina, the Ron Dog, hitting fourth, playing first base. Liam McGill, Rhode Island's own, DHing, hitting fifth. Sam Duran's going to be out there in right field tonight, batting sixth. Chase Acuff at third base, batting seventh. Tanner Gallman, second start behind the plate in a row as Trey Hall dealing with a little bit of an injury. He's going to catch bat eighth. And then Jar Parker's going to round out the bottom of the order, playing shortstop tonight for the Mountaineers.
Thank you, Andrew. And that Mountaineers lineup will face off against Nick Enright, the rising senior out of Virginia Tech University, 6'3", 220-pound right-hander. 4-2 record so far this season, 2.56 earned run average. He's appeared in 12 games, only making 2 starts. Those were the last 2, and they were good. He won at Plymouth 4-3, went 6 innings, gave up just 3 runs, and he won against the Pilgrims here at Cardines Field back on July 18th, a 5-3 win, where he went 6 innings, giving up just 1 run and striking out 6. On the year, he's given up 39 hits, walked only 4 batters, and struck out 45 in 38 2/3 innings. And we'll take you through the starting lineup for the Newport Gulls. Well, they don't have too many options, so it's pretty similar to what it has been. Leading things off is Tim Taw out in center field from Stanford. Jack Gethings bats second, plays second from Fairfield, with Stevie Mangermount in right from the University of Tampa batting third. Dalton Reed from Kentucky is the first baseman, batting in the cleanup hole, with Jason Gonzalez playing third base from Vanderbilt, batting fifth. In the 6th spot is Dylan Klugh. He's out in left field from Washington State. Logan Harvey is catching from Wake Forest. He bats 7th. Batting 8th is John Mazza, DH out of Northeastern. And rounding out the lineup for Mike Coombs is the Michigan Wolverine Jack Blumgren, who is playing shortstop this evening. And the Gulls lineup will face off against Daniel Hobbs, the rising junior righty out of SUNY Cortland. Coach Coombs, the 12th-year manager here for Newport, with Blake Nation, the manager of the Vermont Mountaineers, as the Gulls have taken the field. See Coombs going over the field dimensions here with Nation and the umps. Home plate is Mike Williams today, with Ben Wroblewski in the field along with Scott Malloy. And as always, and Andrew, you know the dimensions well here at Cardines Field, but you always got to point them out. Left field is 315, with left center 365 feet. Dead center field is 395. It comes back in right center to 315. And then down the right field line, it is 285 feet with a fence that is 28 feet high all the way around. You get a look at the overhead view there of Cardines Field. Opened its doors in 1908. Has been the home of the Gulls, a lot of Babe Ruth teams, Legion teams, and the Sunset League as well. And Andrew, you are an alumni and a current player in the Sunset League.
Yeah, I started last year down here. I didn't get as many innings as I had hoped in my old league, so I got down here to Newport, and I got a lot of innings last year. And it's a fun time out here. It's just such a unique field, you know, both dugouts on the first base side, not a ton of, you know, foul territory area. The fence that's, you know, 28 feet high. I'm lucky I didn't give up any home runs here last year because I feel like it's a very susceptible field to giving up some home runs. And, you know, they got the bar down the right field line, kind of the warehouse almost sticking out into the field. So it's just an interesting place, and it's a cool place to play. You know, I was talking to some of our guys before the game. I said, you know, what do you think? They said, this is actually kind of a cool field. You guys, the infield looks a little bit nicer than the last time I was here. I think they got redone.
It did.
Yeah,
it got redone this past spring.
It looks really nice. So, you know, it's just a fun place to play, and I think the guys are going to enjoy it.
Lucky to get the game in here. We had rain in the forecast. It's actually pretty good right now. 75 degrees. Chance of precipitation only 15% with 89% humidity. Wind 16 miles per hour. You can see the shot of the Discover Newport Center, the American flag waving. Looks like it's blowing out today off of Narragansett Bay. South-southwesterly breeze, as there most often is here at Cardines Field. Newport wearing their all whites here on this Wednesday night with Gulls written in blue across the chest, numbers written in blue outlined in orange right below it. White pants with blue and orange piping down the side, and they're wearing their blue hats as always with the swinging Newport Gull on the front. For Vermont, it's the green tops with Vermont Mountaineers written in white with the numbers below them. Gray pants with green piping down the side.
It would look like the Irish flag if they had orange stripes.
I was going to say. But boy, are the stands packed here at Cardines Field on People's Credit Union fanatic about reading night. Got a good crowd here for this matchup. Second time the two teams have squared off in 3 nights. Vermont owns the series 1-0 with a 10-4 win at Montpelier just 3 days ago as Bryce Kelly digs in. The throw down from Harvey was actually thrown into center field, so we have a little bit of delay as Gonzalez rubs up the ball and gets ready to give it to Enright here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike Williams was who we saw back in Vermont on Sunday, I believe, right?
I'm trying to think.
Well, we got to see on the first strike call because I remember Mike was very emphatic with the flex.
It was Mike Williams indeed, so we'll see how this game goes.
That was good. We'll see. Maybe the arm probably got in an arm day since Sunday.
Yeah.
So.
As the game goes along, those who are viewing this will see Mike Williams. His strike call is very unique.
He's the Ed Hockley of the NECBL umpires.
Here's Bryce Kelly, rising junior out of Michigan State. First pitch from Enright is hit on the ground right side. Second baseman Gething scoops it up, fires it to first. Quickly, 1 down here in the ball game. Time of first pitch. 6:42 on the Eastern Seaboard. We'd like to welcome in everyone listening and watching here to Newport Gulls baseball.
Yeah, Bryce, you got aggressive there. First pitch, pretty centered cut fastball. He hit it pretty hard, too. Unfortunately, it was right on the ground, right at Gethings. And 1 pitch, 1 out there. That's a huge start for Enright.
That'll bring up Ben Bavley. Bavley batting .238, 5 hits. He does have a triple and a home run. Enright from the windup. First pitch fastball is in there for strike 1. And Mike Williams did show off the guns there on the first strike call.
Surprised he doesn't have maybe some shorter sleeves. Trying to really flex him a little bit, but maybe a little bit reserved.
0-1. That off-speed misses inside. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Defensive lineman here for Newport. Jason Gonzalez at third with Jack Blumgren, the shortstop. Jack Gethings at second. And Dalton Reed at first. Outfield left to right. Dylan Plouffe, Tim Tawa, and Stevie Mangrum with Logan Harvey doing the catching. 1-1 line drive into left field. That'll get down for a single. Dylan Plouffe fields it and throws it into Blumgren, but it's a 1-out base hit for Ben Bavley.
That was a good piece there by Ben. Just, you know, fastball middle away. Didn't try to do too much. Just lined it to the left side, just out of the reach of Blumgren out there at shortstop. A good start there. Just, you know, that's got to be the approach here. It looks like Enright's got some pretty good velocity. He strikes out a lot of guys, 42 in only 35 innings. So you got to be patient with a guy like that, but at the same time, you got to jump on mistakes, and that's what we just saw Ben do.
Here's Nate Grice from the right side. First pitch changeup waved through for strike 1. Enright, he only has 4 walks so far this season. That is the fewest walks out of anybody in the NECBL with over 30 innings pitched. Thank Dan Byford for that stat, our field reporter. On 1 pitch, just catches the low and outside corner, another off speed, and he's quickly ahead 0-2.
Yeah, the Mountaineers all-star Grice, he comes in leading in almost every hitting category. I said that weird category. Category is a tick below Brett Malman average.
0-2 pitch, another off speed. That one runs into the left-handed batter's box for ball 1.
6 hits behind Bryce Kelly. He's got 37 hits, but he leads in doubles with 14, 1 behind Malm with triples. He's got 3, tied for the team lead in home runs with McGill with 5, and 28 RBIs also leads the team.
1-2 inside fastball, elevated and fouled up behind home plate. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Grise.
He's the Mountaineers' only All-Star as of right now. He's going to be one of the starting outfielders on Sunday's All-Star game up in Holyoke, and he well deserves it, as he's been the heart and soul of this Mountaineers offense since getting here after the first week of the season.
1-2 fastball in there for strike 3. It caught the outside corner. And Grise walks back to the dugout. 2 down here in the top of the first inning. No score.
Looked like a pretty good pitch from here. I think Nate needs to be a little more aggressive on that one. You know, like we said, it's a short porch here down the right side, and we've seen Nate go the opposite way a couple times. He hit a home run back last week against Winnipesaukee, and his first home run of the year was out to right field against up in Vermont. So he's got opposite field power for sure.
Enright goes to check on Bavley real quick at first. Both dugouts here at Cardines Field on the same side. Newport's closer to home plate. Vermont's closer to first. First pitch to Medina is in there for strike 1.
I don't think I've ever seen a field that has dugouts on the same side besides Cardines. I don't think.
Yeah, I certainly haven't. You've played in them, so do you ever share comments with the opposing team?
So, yeah, absolutely.
0-1, this one hit on a line into left field. It'll be a single as Dylan Plouffe fields it and throws it in. The runner's now on first and second with 2 outs.
Now, granted, the league I played in was a little bit more relaxed than this league, and I also happen to know a lot of people, so that might have contributed. But, yeah, you talk to the guys sometimes, you know, you share basically one entranceway, so you just, you know, especially if you have friends on the team, I wouldn't be surprised if some guys were talking.
The other interesting thing about Cardines is the bullpen down the left field line. That is shared by both teams, so getting very comfortable with each other. You can see that the Mountaineers are separated by the couple of screens there, but when 2 guys are throwing, 1 from each team, it can get interesting. Here's Liam McGill back home, waves over the first pitch curveball for strike 1. McGill with the grand slam on Sunday night really broke things open for the Mountaineers. He played with Newport last season. He batted 160 out of Columbia. But he got the grand slam off the Ivy League rival Austin Michelle. See what he can do here with runners on first and second, 2 outs. The pitch. Nice change up there on the outside corner, now 0-2.
We saw him chase a breaking ball first pitch, waved that a very weak hack, and then he takes a better pitch there. So I think that his head is just kind of confused. Enright's got him right where he wants him here. He can go anywhere with his pitches.
Enright gets the sign from Harvey, now sets the glove at the belt. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. McGill thought about it but did not go around. It's 1-2.
That's a great block back there by Harvey. Not a ton of room back here at Cardines, you know, foul territory, but, you know, even on that pitch, it gets by. I think everyone's advancing.
Bavley on second, Medina on first. Still no score here in the top of the first inning. Matchup between the Gulls and the Mountaineers. 1-2 pitch, off speed, swung on and missed for strike 3. Second strikeout for Enright, and that retires the side. Vermont gets no runs. They leave 2 runners on. No errors for the Gulls. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. Still no score right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Still no score here as Daniel Hobbs takes the hill for the Mountaineers. He will face off against Tawa, Gethings, and Mangra.
Hobbs, a guy, you know, he's been out of the bullpen all 7 times he's pitched this year. No record, a 3.44 ERA. He's thrown 15 2/3 innings, struck out 11, walked 9, and given up 21 hits. His last time out was against you guys on July 22nd. He threw 2 scoreless innings. He gave up only 1 hit. He didn't strike anyone out, didn't walk anyone, didn't allow a run. So he's been a guy, you know, he came on late in the season. His first outing was June 26th, but he's been pretty consistent. His first couple outings were a little rough. He gave up some earned runs, but he hasn't given up an earned run since July 4th against Upper Valley. So we'll see how he can do in the starting rotation here. A guy that, you know, he just needs to eat some innings. We lost a couple starters, as we were talking about during the pregame. So we tried a couple guys. We tried Mark Connor. His first start was good. His second one didn't last very long. So Coach Nation really just trying to kind of just plug in guys right now. We got a week left in the season, and I think basically at this point if we lose one more, we're done. So you just need to win games here, and you got to take it one game at a time, and hopefully Hobbs can do a job here for Vermont.
See what he can do against Tim Tawa. Comes into this game leading the Gulls with a .330 average, also first on the team with 10 stolen bases. Newport not a team that runs very much, only 23 bags swiped on the year, so Tawa's almost got half of them for the team, but he digs into the right-handed batter's box. The rising sophomore out of Stanford. He saw his 15-game hit streak come to an end last night when he went 0 for 4 with a walk against the Bay Sox. Newport was able to hold on in that game 4-3 thanks to nice pitching performances from Tyler Madison, Mike Kirian, and Nate Ryder. There's a pitch from Hobbs is a fastball high for ball 1.
We see Hobbs' fastball sits, and at least out of the bullpen, 85, 88, somewhere right around there with a breaking ball and a changeup as well. Pretty, stereotypical, I feel like, with every any CBL pitcher, usually right around there.
1-0, foul tip, and that one hit off of Gallman behind home plate. Possibly caught Mike Williams as well. It's 1-1.
Yeah, I think that got more of Mike Williams than it did of Gallman. As Gallman kind of looked back to make sure that Williams was okay, and he didn't even flinch on that one. He just took that off the shin guard like a champ.
We saw an interesting kind of delay yesterday at New Bedford. Tom Carey, the man behind the plate, was injured. So that one is hit on the ground. Shortstop Parker moves to his right, gloves it, wings it to first. A long stretch from Medina, but it's in time, one gone.
I'll say Jar is such a smooth shortstop. The only reason that he hasn't played every day is his hitting. It's not the fielding. Jar is an excellent shortstop, but unfortunately he comes in with only a .202 average. So that's the reason why he hasn't played. He's only played in, I believe, about 24 games he's played in. He has played in 29, started 24, and that's the reason why the average is so low. So you just got to take, some more hitting production sometimes.
There's pitch to Jack Gethings, a breaking ball that runs high, ball 1. Gethings is up for the fan vote here for the Newport Gulls. So far this season, batting .314, 38 hits, 6 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs, along with 16 RBI. 1-0 pitch, high chopper, second baseman Bavley going to his right. Quick release to first, 2 down.
Did Gethings break his bat on that one?
It sounded like it.
Yeah, I was going to say the contact didn't sound good. We'll see. I can't tell the bat boy that just grabbed it. I can't see a crack in it unless that was – I thought that might have been pine tar. I don't know.
Regardless, there are 2 quick outs here for the Gulls. Stevie Mangrum digging in here, another all-star. He will be starting out in the outfield for the Southern Division this coming Sunday. That game can be listened and watched for free, I believe, up there in Holyoke, Massachusetts. First pitch to Mangrum is a curveball that runs outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Second on the team with 10 home runs, tied for third in the NECBL. He's also second on the team with 23 RBI. He does lead the Gulls with 46 strikeouts, but the average does not reflect that. 1-0 pitch, waved and missed on the off-speed changeup, now 1-1.
And I believe I had this talk with Jonah last night too, and I can't remember who on Ocean State we were referring to, but it was very similar, and I actually brought up that I talked to you about it. It was a guy on their team that I think he had 40 strikeouts, but he was also hitting like .310. And I said, usually you don't see it correlate too much like that. And we look through the league leaders in strikeouts, and you look through the average, and Mangrum was in there. He was, we said like 330, and then it was like 174, 220, 250. I'm like, usually
right.
If you got a high average, you're not striking out that much. So it's a weird case.
1 ball and 2 strikes here to Mangrum. The off-speed pitch is laid off, low and outside, even things up at 2.
I didn't realize I took 4 pitches or 3 pitches up there. Man, Hobbs either working quicker or I'm just talking more than normal.
You see Walker and Wale out of Danbury, 59 strikeouts. Yep. He's batting .214. Mangrum is second with 46, but yeah, .330, so it's certainly not hurting him. It's just basically when he gets out, which isn't very often, relatively speaking, it's by the K. That one is fouled straight back. We'll keep it at 2-2.
Heads up for the cam back there.
Then Mike Wilson out of Mystic, 45 Ks. He's batting .176, so certainly Mangrum is an anomaly here.
Yeah, and Dana, we were the one that we were talking about last night, he's got a .317 average, but he does have 40 strikeouts.
Mangrum tied with Tawa for the first average on the Gulls. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fastball, fouled over the Newport dugout, out of play, right into West Marlborough Street. Cardines Field, I always like to mention, is boxed in. That's why there isn't much room to either foul line. But America's Cup Avenue to the west and West Marlborough Street to the southeast. A lot of broken windows. 2-2 breaking ball misses inside.
I spent many a time over at the shopping center right behind the first baseline. There's a good Panera over there. I usually I hit up a lot before my Sunset games.
Rhode Island native, Andrew Whalen.
Oh, yeah. Not too far away, Cumberland. It was just about a 50-minute drive today. Not too bad.
Well, you're on a nice Southern Division road trip. That's what the Mountaineers do. They play, 4 in a row down south? Really get them out of the way. 3-2 pitch, ground ball, shortstop Parker coming in, and it gets under his glove. He was trying to field it on the run. It's under his glove. It goes into left field. That will be an E6. And Mangrum is on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Still no score between the Mountaineers and the Gulls.
Jar making me look like I don't know what I was talking about. I was just saying how good his defense was, and then he just goes and boots a very routine ground ball for Jar on that one.
49th error of the season for Vermont. Came into this game tied for 5th in the league, so a very good defensive team, all things considered. Just fielded that one, tried to on the run to his left, and this infield was redone this past off-season. A little bit of a hop there, caught him off guard. That'll bring up Dalton Reed, and boy, he's got to be the hottest hitter in the league right now. First pitch, lined into center field. Bryce Kelly coming in, and it'll drop right in front of him for a 2-out single. It looked like he may have had a beat on it, but it is a single for Dalton Reed. Runners now on first and second with 2 outs.
I can't believe Bryce didn't come in and make that play. I thought that was just a routine kind of, not soft line drive, but not a hard hit one. He just kind of sat back and didn't rush it.
He didn't really go for it at all there.
No, I'm confused. I saw that. I was like, all right, there's 3 outs. Let's go hit. And then all of a sudden, he's just not coming up and catching the ball.
That'll bring up Jason Gonzalez. Gonzalez batting .421 in the last 5 games, 4 home runs, 7 RBI. Gonzalez playing third today, batting in the 5-hole. First pitch swinging right off the end of the bat, foul ball just to the right of the batting circle, 0-1.
That's just going to make Hobbs throw some more pitches. He's been very efficient so far. That was pitch number 15 right there. But, he should be out of the inning 3 pitches ago by now.
Well, what I had in my mind is Mike Lord saying 2/3 of the earth is covered by water. The other third is covered by Bryce Kelly. Yep. So I thought it was going to be out number 3 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little confused on that one myself. If you can't tell, I'm not usually at a loss for words, but that was
Breaking ball misses high, now 1-1 to Jason Gonzalez. So far on the season, Gonzalez batting .241 total. He's got 14 hits with a double and 5 home runs along with 11 RBI. One of 2 Vanderbilt Commodores on this team along with Jake Eater, both rising sophomores for Tim Corbin. Hobbs takes a look at Mangrum at second. Leg kick, here's the 1-1. High fastball waved and missed.
You said he's got 5 home runs, 4 of them have been in his last 5 games.
Yep, he has been swinging the bat very well. And remember back to last Saturday when we were at Rogers Park against Danbury. That's where he hit his first one, and you could just tell the next time up he had a single that he lined into left field. He was a confident hitter. There was a change. You could sense it, and he really hasn't looked back since. He's behind 1-2 on Hobbs, though, trying to get something with 2 outs as the breaking ball is foul-tipped into the mid of Gallman for strike 3. That will end the inning. Mangrum and Reed left on base. The error from Parker does not come back to bite them. Still no scores. We head to the second right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. Still no score here at Cardines Field in the top of the second inning. Just about 7 o'clock here on the Eastern Seaboard. I'd like to welcome in everyone listening to this interdivisional showdown. It will be Sam Duran, Chase Acuff, and Tanner Gallman due up. Dave Peck alongside Andrew Whalen. Just a week exactly left in this NECBL regular season. Hard to believe. Both teams really fighting for their playoff lives. Vermont a little bit steeper of a mountain to climb, but
that was a good pun there, Dave. That was a good pun.
They are from the Green Mountain State. I didn't even mean to do that.
All right,
that's
yeah.
the thing.
I see it written on your pad. Don't give me that. Puns I could tell during the game. Make a mountain reference.
Here's Sam Duran batting for the first time today. Nick Enright had a nice inning. He was able to navigate 2 singles, one by Bavley and one by Medina. But he got McGill to strike out swinging to end the frame. Duran out of Nova Southeastern University. Batting in the 6th hole here for the Mountaineers. First pitch, fastball, check swing. It was high, and he did not go around 1-0.
Sammy made his appearance on the mound last night for the Mountaineers. He pitched 2/3 of an inning. I believe he walked 2, but he didn't give up any runs charged to him. As he came in bases loaded, he walked a couple, but those runs were charged to Oppenheim. So he still has a 0 ERA on his career.
And you'll take that. And you will take that.
It took him 2 batters, and then he finally switched to the stretch, and all of a sudden he just found it. Just pounding the zone. I think he threw a couple curveballs.
1-1 pitch. That's in there for strike 2. Duran behind quickly. That's been the key for Enright. Only those 4 walks we mentioned. Getting ahead on hitters. 1-2 pitch, off speed, in the dirt outside. Waved and missed for strike 3. Third strikeout of the ballgame for Enright. There's 1 down.
That curveball is just disgusting from Enright. It's starting, it looks like an outer half fastball, and then all of a sudden it just ends up right on the dirt, on the chalk of the left-handed batter's box, and the righties just can't touch it. We saw McGill chase it. Duran chased it too. And there's a couple more righties coming up in this order. There's only 1 lefty actually in the order. It's Bryce Kelly, or 2 lefties, excuse me, Kelly and Bavley.
Here is Acuff from the right side. Very open stance. No batting gloves. Tries to lay down the bunt, but it rolls foul behind home plate.
Chase gives that real old school player feel. The batting gloves, kind of the tight pants.
Yep.
They got the elastics at the bottom. They might ride up on him a little bit. I don't think he has an undershirt on either. It's that old school vibe that Chase likes to go for, kind of that gritty, hard-nosed kind of player.
Bring your lunch pail to the ballpark. Here's the 0-1. Off-speed misses low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Doug Maribelli never wore the batting gloves.
I'm a Yankee fan. I don't like that reference.
Oh, dear. He didn't hurt you guys too much. 1-1 pitch from Enright. There's the curveball, but it misses outside. They give to Check. To Wroblewski down first, but he did not go. 2-1.
That was another one of those breaking balls for Enright. It's just, it's a very tough pitch. It's real tight. The break is late on it, and it's really fooling these right-handed hitters.
2-1 pitch. Fastball lifted into right field. Stevie Mangrum going back, settling under it now. Make the catch for out number 2.
Those are the ones that I remember last year, when I was on the bench, and if my guys would hit that on my team, I'd say, get out, because you got to remember how short the right field fence is here.
Just 285 down that right field line. You have the warehouse, too, that Mangrum has to deal with. There's no foul territory there. He didn't have to deal with it there, but any ball, it's kind of like Fenway down the left field line, except there's no room.
Yeah.
Fenway, there's maybe 3 feet or so. There are 2 quick outs here in the inning for Enright. Still no score on top of the second. Tanner Gallman swings the first pitch, clocks this one deep to left field. Plouffe going back all the way to the track. That'll be off the base of the fence. The relay comes in quickly. It's going all the way to second as Gallman's trying to make it a double, and the throw is in time. Jack Gethings applies the tag to retire Gallman. A nice relay there from Dylan Plouffe, retires the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Nick Enright. Still no score here at Cardines Field as we head to the home half of the second in the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. Dave Peck alongside Andrew Whalen here, moving right along. Bottom of the second inning, still no score at Cardines Field. It'll be Dylan Plouffe, Logan Harvey, and John Mazza due up to face Daniel Hobbs for the first time. Hobbs was able to navigate the error from Jar Parker that came with 2 outs. Stevie Mangrum advanced to second on the single from Dalton Reed. It was a weird play. You thought Bryce Kelly was going to have a bid on it. Luckily, Hobbs was able to kind of refocus and get Gonzalez swinging for his first strikeout of the ballgame.
Yeah, I really couldn't believe that Bryce didn't make the play. Maybe he got a little bit fooled. It was, a line drive, but it wasn't a super hard hit one, so maybe he anticipated it being a little bit harder off the bat of Reed, thinking it was going to come right to him, and then all of a sudden he realizes he's dying and he doesn't have a chance to make the play. That's what, I'm thinking right now if I was just, kind of reading the play.
Possibly with 2 outs, he didn't want to risk a dive, although if he was intent on catching it to begin with, I'm not sure he would have had to. But with Mangrum on first and 2 outs, he didn't really want to risk it going all the way to center field wall. It's 395 out there. Not that it necessarily would have. But nonetheless, they got out of the inning, no score. Dylan Plouffe digs into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch from Hobbs is a fastball, taken for strike 1. Delayed call there from Mike Williams, but he really lets us know with that fist bump.
Oh, yeah. The camera's not on us, so I can't even show it. I would demonstrate. You can see it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the fist.
Right there. Thank you.
Just getting his work in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball runs inside, 1-1.
Every day is arm day for Mike Williams. That's all I can say.
And why not? You have to wear the long pants when you're an umpire, so when you're an umpire in summer baseball, you get a short sleeve shirt and you really get to show off, the work you've been putting in.
I bet if you go to his car, he's just got weights sitting in there for his downtime, maybe in between games or something, or before a game, just pumps out some bicep curls.
1-1 misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Dylan Plouffe. He leads the Gulls with 10 doubles so far this season. He had his second home run of the summer against the Mountaineers on Sunday. That one just misses low. 3 balls and 1 strike. It was in the top of the 9th inning. He led off the frame. It was cranked down the right field line. Didn't really end up mattering. Newport at that point was already down 10-2. They were able to get one more. 3-1, hit on the ground. Second baseman Bavley has some trouble with it, picks it up now and fires it to first, one down.
Yeah, that took a kind of a late hop there on Ben, but a good job. He kept it right in front. You know, it bounced right below him, didn't panic, picked it up. You got to remember how much time you have and just flipped it right to first. And, man, I love the walk-up song from Logan Harvey. Rhode Island's own Mike Studd.
Newport Gulls own Mike Suander. He was a Newport Gull closer in the early 2000s or late 2010s, and he played here for the Gulls during his days at Duke and Georgetown.
Yep. I didn't realize he played for you guys.
First pitch off speed, misses outside to Harvey, who's back to wearing number 4 here. Catcher out of Wake Forest. Yes, he did.
I did not realize that. That's a great song too. That was on my pump up pregame playlist. It's got the Marcus Stroman remix.
1-0, fastball high.
Don't know if you ever listened to it at all.
I've never listened to that. No, and honestly, I'm impressed you were able to pick that out. It's kind of difficult to hear the walk-up songs, at least from my perspective. Maybe my hearing is losing itself at the old age of 22.
Yeah, the ripe old age, man. Huh.
2-2 pitch, ground ball, third baseman Acuff goes to his left, can't get it as it rolls into left field. Drives with a little bit of trouble, but is able to keep it in front. That'll go down as a single for Logan Harvey. There's one on with one out.
I think that Chase might have got a piece of that on his full extension, but a really tough play. It hopped off the lip, and Chase was on the dive, and he tried to adjust, bring the glove up. He didn't have a chance to make the play. But yeah, that could be just, I know that song pretty well. I've listened to it a lot, so it could have been that, but great song.
There's John Mazza. Did you happen to catch his walk-up song?
I don't know this song. I
can't say I know it either. Mazza, the designated hitter, getting a little bit of rest here for his legs. Newport only with 2 catchers after Zach Britton left.
I'll keep telling you that, with the walk-up songs, if I recognize them.
First pitch, Mazza shows bunt, gets it down. Hobbs comes off the mound, calls off Gallman, now goes to first to retire Mazza, but there are now 2 outs. Harvey does advance 90 feet. He stands on second.
Yeah, that was a good play there. I think that's the right play to have Hobbs call off Gallman. Even though, once Gallman fields it, it's probably a little bit of an easier play. I think that's good. It got back a little bit closer to Hobbs, and he made a good play. PFPs love to see the pitchers are people too. Pitchers are fielders too, so a good play there from Hobbs.
Here comes Jack Blumgren, and Blumgren, a guy, he's just got 2 at-bats with runners in scoring position, 2 outs. He does have an RBI. He bats from the right side, batting in the 9-hole here. It'll take a single to plate Logan Harvey with 2 outs in the inning, still no score. First pitch from Hobbs, that one a check swing, foul ball off his foot. Just to the left of the batter's circle, 0-1.
And I feel like here at Cardines, it's tough to score on a single with a guy on second just because the outfielders can play so shallow. We got Sammy out there in right field. He's probably 250 feet away. Even Grice in left field, he's not that deep, so it's going to be kind of tough. We'll see if Harvey tries to tempt or test one of the arms.
Harvey not the fastest guy. 0-1 high curveball, now 1 ball and 1 strike. Greg Grawl, the third base coach there. He's been known to send guys. Aggressive base running, not necessarily, with the lead, with the secondary trying to steal bases, but when the ball's into the outfield at Cardines, they've been thrown out a good amount of times, but they do force the other team to make a play. Trying to break this 0-0 tie. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball just misses high, 2-1.
And I actually third base coached a decent amount for my team that played here last summer, so I know how it is. I got a couple guys hosed at the plate too, so I have sympathy for him down there. It's a tough job, and this is a little bit more high-pressure situation than what I was in.
I'm always a believer in make them make a play. They have to field it cleanly, make an accurate throw, and apply the tags. 2-1 check swing kind of hand ties him, and he goes through for strike 2.
My rule at third was always, and you got to recognize there is some variation on this, but if they're rounding third and they're touching third before the outfielder is fielding the ball, then I'm sending them. And that was usually my kind of basis there, but you got to remember, who's running, who's in the outfield, how deep they were.
A lot of variables.
Yeah, and it all goes through your head really quick too, so it's tough. You just got to make a gut call a lot of the time.
2-2 pitch from Hobbs, off speed, and that misses high. A full count now to Blumgren.
Just missed high. The breaking ball from Hobbs has been missing high most of the day today. He's just got to start it a little bit lower. Find that that point on the right-handed batter. If you're throwing it at the elbow, just move it down a couple inches. Try to throw it the front hip or something like that. It'll help make that adjustment and get that curveball over.
Gets the sign from Gallman, takes a look at Harvey, who's on second. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one's cranked down the left field line, well foul. We'll reset and do it again.
I might be going to the water out there.
Possibly over America's Cup Avenue. May have saved a windshield.
Hopefully. It's tough to tell here. You know, you can't see where the ball goes unless you're probably in the bullpen down there in, left field.
A couple of Gulls just hanging out on the grass there, basically in fair play. I think
Picking
it's
for
Nate
worms.
Ryder.
They're picking for worms down there. There's some goals, right?
Ryder's enjoying his – oh, that's a pun for you.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch, high fastball, ball 4.
I think that was more of a joke. You made the mountain pun. I guess, yeah. I guess.
Have you heard the mountain pun before?
I don't think so.
Well, then that says something then. Runners on first and second here, 2 outs, and Tim Tawa, the leadoff man, up.
And we just got distracted by the fact that Hobbs just walked the 9-batter to get to Tawa at the top of the order. That's not a good job there from Daniel Hobbs of recognizing where you are in the order. You want to go get Blumgren, who was only hitting 230 or 182 coming into the game, and now you got to deal with the all-star Tim Tawa.
First pitch fastball in there for strike 1 in the inside corner. Tawa thought about it, didn't really matter. Grounded out to Parker to start off the bottom of the first inning. Looking for a timely base hit here. Still no score in the bottom of the second. Hobbs getting the sign. Couple of looks at Harvey, now goes to the plate. Off-speed pitch, ground ball. Third baseman Akoff fields it, wings it to first. And it's in time to retire the side, so Newport leaves 2 runners on once more. Still no scores. We head to the third right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. A lively crowd here at Cardines Field enjoying this matchup between the Gulls and the Mountaineers. Still no score in the top of the third inning. Nick Enright still on the hill. We were expecting a lot of rain. I was talking with General Manager and President Chuck Pava before the game, trying to figure out if this were to be rescheduled, if it were to be rained out, what would happen, because Newport does not have a day off for the rest of the season. And they kind of got to the point where it would have been a Friday game at Cardines Field early on, so you guys can play the Pilgrims and the Gulls can play the Baysox here at home. That was the only option. We're lucky right now. Rain isn't supposed to come into the area until 11 p.m.-ish.
Yeah, let's hope it stays off. Now, unfortunately for the Mountaineers, we're still down there for 2 more days. And like you said, if one of these games gets rained out, and, hopefully we can just get through at least 5 here, so in case it does rain, then, we got a complete game on our hands. If we do get rained out, we're probably going to have to do that on Friday. So it's not an ideal situation, a day-night doubleheader against 2 different teams where you have to travel. That just sounds like a nightmare.
First pitch to Jar Parker is waved and missed for strike 1.
So let's hope that it doesn't even rain. Let's just hope everyone's wrong and the sky's even wrong, because it's a little bit ominous right now, I'm not going to lie.
A 1-pitch off-speed bounces in the lefty batter's box for ball 1. There were some patches of blue at first pitch time.
I was wearing my sunglasses earlier. It was a little bit sunny down here.
Here's the 1-1. Fastball runs outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Really the first time that Enright has gotten behind on a hitter here. He had a clean 1-2-3 inning in the second. Here's the 2-1. Fastball flown to center field. Tawa backpedaling, settling under it now and reaching up to make the play. 1 down.
Jar just got under that one there. He got a decent piece of that, send it to straightaway center field. He's got to get that one a little bit more to the right, maybe try to find that little short porch in right center as we see Bryce Kelly with some in sync, I believe, on the walk-up. Or is bye Backstreet.
See, I would have known that one. I'm not sure if that's where I definitely would have known that one. I wasn't really listening for it. That's the thing.
That was bye, and I bet some people are just killing me right now. I can't remember if that's In Sync or Backstreet Boys. I always get them so confused. I think that's In Sync.
First pitch off speed. Kelly's in front of it, but fouls it straight back for strike 1. Yeah, you're going to get grilled online after this broadcast.
I'm going to go check my Twitter account.
How do you not know? You should check the Twitter.
Oh, man. Rip to me. Rip to my career.
Oh, another curveball, and Kelly swings over that for strike 2. Michigan State Junior grounded out to Gethings on a first pitch back in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, first pitch fastball is the first pitch of the game, and now we see 2 curveballs make that 3.
That one runs low, gets under the wickets of Harvey. Doesn't matter. Count will be 1-2. Still no score here in the top of the third inning. We saw a pitcher's duel between Kane and Powell for the first 4. So far similar tonight as the 1-2 is slapped into the netting down the third baseline.
Yeah, both offenses, the Mountaineers are sitting on 1 run in their last 12 innings. And I can't even remember the night before that. It probably extends a little bit more.
1-2 again, slap ground ball. Third baseman Gonzalez fields it on the backhand. Strong throw across the diamond, and a nice reach there from Dalton Reed to stay on the bag. There are now 2 outs here in the top of the third.
As soon as I saw Gonzalez back up, I said that's going to be a tough play with Bryce running down the line. I think Bryce even kind of snuck a quick peek a couple steps out of the box to see where Gonzalez was when he was fielding that. And good throw, a good strong throw, and then a better stretch over there by Reed. I thought maybe my eyes were deceiving me because the post is kind of in the way. I thought he might have stretched with the wrong foot for a second, but I could be absolutely wrong.
Well, he hasn't played too much first. He is an all-star reserve there at first base as Ben Bavley swings over the first pitch for strike 1. But he's 6'4", so he's a big target there for Gonzalez. That's exactly what you want from a first baseman.
That's why I played first before they told me I can't hit anymore.
Another off speed, that misses high. 1-1 here to Bavley. He singled with 1 out in the first inning, was stranded on second. Never played much first base. Never really could get the footwork down.
You said you were an outfielder, right?
I was an outfielder back in the day. 1-1 pitch, curve ball, misses low and inside, 2-1.
I'm guessing you could swing the bat a little bit, though. I'm hoping.
Well, I keep saying, at one point, it was close to Newport having to find some guys off the street to fill some roster spots. We had Enright, who's obviously pitching right now, playing left field. He played a little right. 2-1 pitch is a fastball, chopped weakly towards Reed at first. He gloves it and tags the bag himself to retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning for Nick Enright. Still no score. We're halfway through the third right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network in WSKI. Looking back to Guardians Field here, Dave Peck alongside Andrew Whalen. And now we'll send things over to Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford for a look around the NECBL. Dan?
Thanks, Dave. So in Maine, the Sanford Mainers and Valley Blue Sox game has been postponed until August 2nd, and the Mystic Schooners are losing to the Plymouth Pilgrims by a score of 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. And that's it for games we have updated here online.
Thank you, Dan. And that's a big one, at least for the Gulls. Right now, Plymouth on top 1-0 against the Schooners. And if they're able to hold on, there's still a lot of baseball to be played in the bottom of the 6th inning. Newport may have a chance to gain some ground. Right now, Newport is 19-18. Mystic is 20-19. They're both 2.5 games back of the first place Plymouth Pilgrims, so they are tied. But a .514 winning percentage for Newport and a .513 winning percentage for Mystic. That's how close it is here. And the two teams are going to face off for the final game of the season.
Yeah, we were talking about that on Sunday, and that's going to be crazy. If it comes down to that one game, my God, I'll probably be watching that even though I'll be broadcasting our last game.
Jack Gethings takes ball 1 on a fastball outside. Gethings grounded out to his counterpart Bavley back in the first inning. We were looking at the tie-breaking rules in the NECBL earlier today. 1-0, line drive, shallow right center field. Kelly coming in on it. It's also Duran, but it'll drop in between them for a leadoff single.
Bryce is not getting good reads right now. I don't know if it's maybe the gray clouds that are, in the sky, but that's 2 that I thought Bryce had, and just it drops in front. We see maybe a little bit late of a jump there, and he kind of slows up a little bit too instead of going hard for that one. I think that's the one you kind of go for. You got Duran backing you up. It's not going to get far by you even if you lay out and miss it.
That one is curious. Yeah, I mean, he definitely paused on his read a little bit. Didn't see it cleanly off the bat. But, yeah, I mean, he never really got on his horse fully. Stevie Mangrum digs in. First pitch, ground ball towards Acuff at third. Goes to second for 1. The relay from Bavley to first is in time. A 5-4-3 double play. Quickly 2 down here in the bottom of the third.
Well, he just saved the center fielder right there. That was a rocket. A good one hop stop by Chase. You like that rhyme over there, Dr. Seuss-esque. A good stop by Chase, and then that's pretty routine for Bavley over there as he had a ton of time because that ball was hit so hard by Mangrum.
Quickly 2 down here. Now Dalton Reed digging in. He's 1 for 1 with a single. That one hit to center right in front of Kelly, the first one we talked about. It was on a first pitch. This time he'll take ball 1, curveball outside.
Looks like Hobbs straight from the stretch now. I don't know if maybe I just missed it. Maybe he was going from it all day or not. I don't know. Did I just miss it and he's been going all day from the stretch?
I think he's been going from it all day. 1-0 pitch, another off speed. That one catches the outside corner to even things up at 1-1. Dalton Reed, first on the team with 11 home runs, leads the Gulls with 30 RBI, 40 hits, and 28 runs. Right now, he is just 1 home run shy of the season record for the Gulls as the fastball misses outside 2-1. It was set by Yale Rosen back in 2012. He hit 12 out of Washington State.
So you're saying he's kind of good is what you're hinting at, I think.
So we're saying he's got a chance here. 2-1 pitch from Hobbs. Fastball, nice spot on the outer third, even things up at 2.
You know why that's such a great reference, too? Because that movie was filmed partially in Rhode Island.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Oh, no, Something About Mary was. My bad. Wrong movie. Sorry, that was Dumb and Dumber.
I've never seen Something About Mary.
Oh, that's a great one, too. Another, why am I, ball's roped.
2-2 pitch, curveball, cranked down the right field line, foul right on the warehouse. We have some guests on the warehouse. I'm not sure if they show up for the Sunset League, but they are.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great spot.
A couple of Adirondack chairs right on top of the scoreboard.
Got a cooler up there. They're living their best life up there. I might go join them at some point.
We had Nick Bello, our field reporter, up there with them last game as that curveball misses high. Now a full count to Dalton Reed. Nick Bello is right here alongside us, but he was just talking to him, asking him, who owns the warehouse? How long have you guys been, hanging up there? Thoughts on the team? Thoughts on the season so far? A lot of good things to say as the 3-2 fastball misses outside. It's a 2-out walk as Dalton Reed takes his base.
I'm guessing they don't get charged admission up there, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I don't think they do. In fact, I know they don't.
I've seen people, so there's the building just to the right of that, the yellow one. Well, and yeah, obviously in center field, but the building just to the right of the warehouse. I've seen people up on that top deck before in Sunset League games where they're up there doing their thing. They're grilling, they're blasting music during the game, which is a little distracting, I'm not going to lie. But it looks like they're having some fun.
Here's Jason Gonzalez. He struck out swinging his first time up. Batting with Reed on first, 2 down. First pitch from Hobbs is an off-speed that misses low. We have some fans also directly behind Bryce Kelly in center field, behind the center field fence.
Yeah, right in the triangle area out there where it gets to its deepest point.
Hobbs gets the sign from Gallman. Long look in. Leg lift, here's the pitch. Off speed, that one rolled over, foul down the third baseline. It's 1-1. Greg Grawl with some hands there. He has a World Series ring with the Boston Red Sox back in 2013.
It's impressive. Give him that.
Bullpen coach, did some bullpen catching as well. Living the dream. Certainly worked hard for it. Ex-minor league baseball player as well. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High fastball. Fouled in and out of the glove of Gallman. It's 1-2.
Gonzalez is prone. Those last 2 fastballs are both elevated. I don't know if they were strikes or not. So we'll see. He likes that high fastball. I don't know if Hobbs goes back to it a third time or if he tries to set him up with a breaking ball here. I'll say third high fastball in a row. I say he goes with another high fastball.
We'll see. He's taking a long look in. Gonzalez twisting the bat around. Now Hobbs gets the sign. Reed with the lead off first. Medina holding him on. 1 on, 2 out. Still no score. The pitch. Fastball elevated, strike 3. And Andrew, you were right. That's the second strikeout of the ball game for Hobbs. And he strands Reed on first. We'll head to the 4th now. Still no score at Cardines Field. You're tuned in to Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. Newport 0, Vermont 0, top of the 4th inning, and right back out on the hill. We'll throw the middle inning play-by-play duties over to Andrew Whalen.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Yeah, we're here top 4. It's just been a pitcher's duel so far. 3 hits for both teams, the 1 error for Vermont, and no runs as we've seen both pitchers just attack the zone. We've seen a little bit more strikeout success for Enright. He actually only has 1 more than Hobbs. I didn't realize. I thought he had more because he really had that breaking ball working well early in the game. Hobbs has struck out Gonzalez twice. Both of his strikeouts have been against there, and I feel pretty good about predicting that last pitch, the high fastball for the strikeout.
Yeah, that was nice. Linden State closer, Andrew Whalen. He's still got it. At least upstairs, he's still got it. Maybe some coaching in the future, but also broadcasting.
Yeah. I like what I'm doing
there
right
you
now.
go.
So we'll see. The first pitch to Grice is taken for a strike. Grice 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out looking back in the first inning. He's only one double away from the Mountaineers team record of 50, and it's held by a guy you might have heard of. His name's A.J. Pollock. Plays baseball. He was a decent baseball player. Pitch in the dirt.
Decent.
Yeah, he's okay. He set the record for 15 back in 2007. Also won away with triples. Kurt Smith holds the record with 4. Brett Malm actually tied that this year. Has a good fastball there from Enright. Paints the bottom of the zone now, 1-2. Home runs, I don't know if he's going to quite get there. 9 back in 2015 and 2012. So I don't know, unless he goes on some kind of crazy tear the last 5 or 6 games. He swings and misses on a fastball. He goes down swinging for the first time tonight. His second strikeout, the 4th of the night for Enright here in the top of the 4th inning.
Nice pitch there from Enright. Just gassed him up, and Grice swung over it.
And Grice isn't a guy that's usually easily blown away by a fastball, but Enright just had him way late on that pitch, threw it right by him. So now with 1 out, it'll be Ron Dog Medina stepping in for Vermont. He's been one of their hottest hitters, probably the hottest hitter as of late. As a breaking ball from Enright in there for a strike. Medina, his last 10 games, 417 with 1 home run and 12 RBIs. His last 5, 474 with 1 home run and 8 RBIs. The 0-1, and Enright continues to just pound the zone. That one a fastball outside corner, 0-2.
Well, he's just wasting no time. He's getting the ball, coming to the set, and really just dealing.
Broadcaster's dream right here. The 0-2, and the breaking ball is lined softly into right field. That's going to dunk down for a base hit. Medina now 2 for 2 on the day. He did a good job staying with that breaking ball, just kind of flicking it to right field.
Yeah, that was a great piece of hitting. Just shortened up his swing and exactly flicked it. No better word. It was a low and outside pitch. Went down and got it.
Yeah, dunked right in front of Mangrum out there. Gethings no shot on that one. So Medina with the second hit. He'll be off first with 1 out. It'll bring up Rhode Island's own Liam McGill, who's 0 for 1 today. He struck out to end the first inning.
Gotta think there are some McGill fans here that remember his name from last year.
Yeah, the former goal, and he did some damage the last time we played, and he fouls that one right back here into the netting, just above the first base side. McGill on the year, 288. He's got that average back up, and it's because of how good he's been hitting as of late. His last 10 games, 357 with 10 hits, 2 of those being home runs.
He's got 5 now on the year, tied for most on the Mountaineers.
As he's laid on another fastball as he fouls it to about the same spots, and now 0-2 on the South Kingstown Wakefield native, whichever one you want to call it. McGill, the Columbia Lion, going to be a junior this year. Back-to-back years, he was second team All-Ivy. Hit 300 2 years in a row. First to check over there at Medina, who doesn't have great speed as he kind of stands back in.
28 stolen bases for Vermont. 23 for Newport.
Not big running
Slowly
teams.
but surely, the Gulls are getting there. They've been in the basement in that category the entire year.
As a fastball misses high. Yeah, neither team doesn't seem like very aggressive. And then you play someone like Keene, who has almost 100 on the year, and you're just sitting there, you're like, just 2 different styles of play. It's nuts.
And when Newport played Keene a couple of weeks ago, they ran all over Russell Smith. Very aggressive.
And a 1-2 breaking ball misses low and away. So the count now even at 2 to McGill.
Last week they had 84, so that was a week ago. Newport with 23. Huge difference, obviously.
Yeah. And what it's not just stolen bases. They get great dirt ball reads. They advance on wild pitches, pass balls a lot. As the fastball misses, so the count now full at 3-2. That might have actually been a change up there from Enright as he skipped that one in. Enright now at 49 pitches. Still not too bad as we're in the top of the 4th inning. 1 out here. Score 0-0 between Newport and Vermont. Andrew Whalen alongside Dave Peck. As an elevated breaking ball, McGill obliges, swings and misses for the second out of the inning, the second strikeout of the inning for Enright.
That's the 5th K of the night for the Virginia Tech Hokie, and the fans are on their feet for the strikeout or maybe a free T-shirt. Either way,
that was the T-shirt.
Either way, a lot of energy here at Cardines Field. This may be the most packed we've seen the ballpark.
You're welcome for bringing the crowd, and everyone wants to come see me. That's all it is. So with 2 outs and a runner on first, Sam Duran will step in. He's been one of the 5 strikeout victims from Enright tonight. He went down swinging to lead off the second. As he takes a fastball in the outside corner, Mike Williams with that emphatic flex for the first strike call.
Enright's been peppering that low and outside corner with the fastball, doing a really great job starting hitters off with it.
He set his 0-1 to Duran, and another one right there. Duran swings through it this time, but down to the count is Sammy, 0-2.
Enright, a guy who was originally out of the bullpen a lot, Most recently has moved to starter after a couple of arms have gone by the wayside for the Gulls.
The 0-2. Elevated fastball. That one had some pop on it from Enright. You could hear the smack of the glove from Logan Harvey behind the plate, but it missed high.
Enright's going to be such an important piece if Newport's able to complete this run and get into the NECBL playoffs.
As Durant chases the ball in the dirt, blocked by Harvey, he'll continue to throw kind of a lob down there, but it gets to Reed regardless. So Nick Enright strikes out the side here with a single somewhere between the first and the second one, but no damage as we head to the bottom of the fourth. The tie still between Vermont and Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. We're back here for the bottom of the fourth inning. Daniel Hobbs taking the mound again as he's looked good for the first 3 innings, but he's going to see the bottom of the lineup for the second time through. Newport, it'll be 6, 7, 8. Dylan Plew, Logan Harvey, and John Mazza are going to step in against Hobbs, who has done pretty well so far in his first start for Vermont. He's pitched 3 scoreless innings. He's given up a couple hits, 3 of those, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, and he's doing a good job for Coach Nation right now, just filling in one of those starting rotation spots.
Absolutely, and he's done a good job stranding runners on base for the Gulls. Newport, they only have 2 hits, or make that 3 in the ball game, but you know, the error, a couple of them maybe should have been caught, hasn't phased him at all.
So as I said, it's Dylan Plew leading it off for Newport. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to Babley back in the second inning. Second time we still see him leading off an inning as he led off the second as well. Hobbs at 50 pitches on the dot through 3 innings. So not the most efficient, but not terrible. Looking to maybe bring that down a little bit. He's, had a couple errors cost him as he misses with a breaking ball high there.
Well, the game has such a high pace right now. At some point you got to think one of the hitters, one of the teams is going to try and slow it down, get the pitchers out of a groove.
Because Enright more than Hobbs, I think, is moving just at a great pace. As that one's chopped slowly up the middle. Jar's going to come in field and fire onto first to get Plew for the first out. A good play there from Jar as that ball kind of took a little bit of a weird hop toward the end.
Yeah, that one was hit off the end of the bat. A lot of English, I would assume, on it, but he's able to really show off the hands there. Good reaction time, scooping it up on the run and making an athletic play over to first.
And here it is. If you can hear the song in the background, that's These Days by Mike Studd, Rhode Island's own. And I forget, what was his last name?
Suander.
Pitcher that went to St. Ray's right here in Pawtucket and then made his way down to Duke, and I believe he had Tommy John down there. That one's laced into left field over the leaping Acuff for a base hit. Cutting that off his Grice. We'll see if the turn by Harvey is going to pump on the brakes and head back to first with a 1-out single. His second hit of the night.
He's just been pulling the ball. It's actually Seander. Sorry.
Okay.
I knew it was something in the vicinity of Seander.
Yeah, Mike Studd, big, now a rapper, Rhode Island guy. He's worked with a big Marcus Stroman fan, pitcher from the Blue Jays. That song that actually Harvey has is a walk-up. I don't know if it's the remixed version, but he has a remixed version where Marcus Stroman does put a verse in there.
He features a lot of baseball guys. I mean, he was a bullpen arm for Duke, also for Georgetown. 2007, he was the closer for the Gulls.
That one chopped to third. This might be 2 on to second for the first out. The relay to first in time as Daniel Hobbs gets his second double play of the night. Another 5-4-3. This one off the bat of John Mazza. A quick bottom of the fourth inning as we'll let Dave pick up with the Mike Studd information when we get back for the top of the fifth here on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. As that's a great intro there. We're jamming going into the top half of the fifth inning. Moving right along here. A good 5-4-3 double play off the bat of John Mazza gets Daniel Hobbs out of that bottom of the fourth inning, and it looks like that gave Dave enough time to do some research on Mike Studd, so I'll let you hit us with some info here.
Just enough time. Yeah, he was the closer in 2007 for the Gulls. Thanks to our executive producer, Tom Leva, for that. Also, going to the Georgetown website, he was named to the NECBL All-Star team during the summer when he closed for Newport, picked up 7 saves on the year. They held opposing hitters to 193 that season. So he had Tommy John at some point. You got to think that affected, maybe his longevity in the sport of baseball, but Yeah, I mean, the guy can play and the guy can make some music.
Yeah, I like him as a rapper. I'm still trying to get into it a little bit, but that song, he has another song called Swish. Those are my two right now that they are on my pregame pump-up playlist, but he does a lot of baseball references, which is why I think I like it so much.
Definitely.
And it also helps that he's from Rhode Island, so kind of that combination.
Boys of the Summer was a classic one. You got to think that's referencing some sort of baseball league.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, Boys of the Summer.
It's exactly what this is.
Yeah, exactly. So Chase Acuff will lead it off for the Mountaineers, top half of the 5th inning. 7-8-9, Acuff, Gallman, and Jar Parker do up against Nick Enright, who's looked very good through his first 4 innings. And he starts it off with a foul ball straight to the screen here. That one just missed the camera behind the home plate by a couple of feet.
Yeah, that was close.
That was a good swing there from Chase. Sent it about as straight back as you can. Enright again working quickly. The 0-1, that one paints that low outside corner he's just been living at all night.
Nipping away, the only guy we saw hit it was Medina, and he had to go down and really lunge at it.
And you got to think, these Vermont hitters might start leaning as Chase swings. It looked like a change up there. Chase chases at a change up as he goes down swinging for the first out of the top half of the 5th inning.
7th strikeout of the evening for Enright.
That looked like, I think it was a changeup. It looked like it didn't have the slider or breaking ball, side-to-side break, but it definitely had that downhill dip. Good pitch there. I love a good executed changeup.
He sets it up with the fastball low and outside, and then he just drops one in. It's so hard for opposing hitters to tune into that. Already 7 strikeouts in the ball game.
Moving right along, he's going to start off Gallman with a low outside fastball for a strike. Gallman shaking his head, not a fan of that call. And Gallman, a guy that's probably, he knows Mike Williams' zone. He's caught 5 innings in this game, so you think he would know. As that one gets in on him, he fists it down the first baseline foul, so 0-2 on the Mountaineers backstop.
Well, you got to think he at least will take notes and maybe, try and relay that to Hobbs when they go back out into the field. Maybe try and do the same thing. Again, it's a very tough pitch to execute. It's not like you just need to know it. You got to be able to do it. But Enright's been very sharp so far in this ball game.
The 0-2, a high fastball swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts, 3 in a row going back to the 4th inning, number 8 on the day for Enright.
Now his most strikeouts in a game so far this summer. He had 7 against Plymouth on July 10th. He had 7 against Danbury on July 4th, and 6 his last outing against the Pilgrims, but 8 here through 4 2/3.
And he's only at 60 pitches.
Efficient.
So 2 outs, Jar Parker will step in. Jar hit a fly ball to center field his last time out. Jar squares the bunt, pulls it back. That one just misses outside. Is trying to get a little bit too cute with the outside corner, I guess.
He tried to go off speed there on the outside corner. Mix up his look a little bit.
And a breaking ball in the dirt misses. 2-0 now to the Dallas, Texas product from Arkansas Pine Bluff. A late addition to this Mountaineers lineup is it was supposed to be Paul Witt playing shortstop, but a sore shoulder scratched him late, and Jar slid in.
Enright only walked 15 batters in 25 appearances for the Hokies this past spring.
Powers in a fastball there outside corner. So now 2-1 on Jar. Bryce Kelly awaiting on deck if we can get there. Jar just looking to not be the 3rd strikeout of the inning. As the 2-1, that one paints that low outside corner. That just has Enright's name written all over it. He can build a house and live there. He's been there so much.
Might as well. That's been his bread and butter.
It's a fantastic spot. The 2-2 now. Breaking ball chop slowly to short coming in is Blumgren. The throw in time. Jar hustling down the line, but he's got thrown out by half a step as Blumgren made a nice play running in there for the 3rd out. So another quick half inning as we're moving to the bottom of the 5th. Score still 0-0 between Vermont and Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. We're back here, bottom of the 5th inning. Andrew Whalen joined alongside Dave Peck here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, not too far from my hometown. A 50-minute drive for me today as I've been home for a couple days. Feels good to mix it up and stay a couple nights in the old 401.
Yeah, you didn't have to, take the long 5-hour bus ride back from Montpelier. You're able to cruise with your own radio and then kick back and relax.
The aux cord was blaring on Monday afternoon when I was driving home. We had an off day on Monday, and I knew we were coming down to Ocean State on Tuesday. I said, I'll go home Monday, sleep in my own bed for a couple nights, so I'm going to be home tonight tomorrow and Friday night before I finally head back for our game at White River, at Hartford against Upper Valley on Saturday.
Well, you guys do it right. I mean, you play, 4 Southern Division opponents all in a row, so you put them up in maybe, Providence?
They're staying in Warwick, right in Warwick, right near the airport at, I think it's La Quinta in Warwick. So, yeah, they're staying there. I believe all the nights that we're here, it's 3 nights they stay here. It's last night, tonight, and Thursday night. As Hobbs fires in a pitch just inside to Jack Blumgren. Blumgren walked his first time up, a walk that I thought was going to come back to haunt Hobbs. It didn't, as he got Tim Tawa to end the inning with a ground out.
You just wonder who's going to strike first. Is there going to be a big inning in this game?
As Hobbs misses low and in again, so 2-0 now on the 9-hitter playing shortstop tonight.
And really, what will start that are walks. We've only seen 2. They've been scattered. We haven't seen many hits, but 1 error didn't end up costing the Mountaineers. Walks is probably what will start that.
And a 2-0 pitch misses in the dirt, so Hobbs falls behind Blumgren 3-0 with Tim Tawa waiting on deck. It's 9-1-2 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Blumgren had an excellent at-bat working the 2-out walk back in the 2nd. You mentioned it, but a good 9-hitter.
The 3-0, that one's in there for a strike. Inside corner, we see Mike Williams with that nice arm flex on the strike call. So now 3-1. Hobbs at 55 pitches now. Been pretty efficient as well. Him and Enright kind of just trading zeros back and forth as he gets that one to chop slowly to third. Coming in as Acuff throws on the run. A good play for the first out of the inning.
I mean, Acuff has been great. Couple of double plays turned. That one, a slow ground ball towards him right down the line. He's able to field it on the run. Quick transfer and a strong throw, a strike to Medina.
And this is Chase's 9th game starting at third base. Brett Malm had started for, I believe, 31 games. All the first 31 games of the season for Vermont, and then he goes down with a wrist injury. And Chase has played the last 9 now at third base, and he's done very well for himself. Top of the order, Tim Tao is going to step in 0 for 2 with a couple groundouts as Hobbs breaks off a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, you could see Tawa twitch a little bit, thought about it, didn't end up swinging, not necessarily the pitch that he was looking for, and you don't want to swing in it and get some weak contact that early in the count.
Hobbs working out of the stretch, the 0-1 breaking ball. That one's going to dip low and away, so count even now at 1 to the outfielder from Stanford University in West Lynn, Oregon, so not too far probably from where our first base / hitting coach Steve Luby's from. As Coach Luby is also from Oregon. Coaches out there at Treasure Valley Community College as well. That one's driven to center field. Bryce Kelly going back. He's not going to make the plays. That's going to bounce all the way out there in the triangle. He's going to get this one in. And stopping at second is Tala, the 1-out double, the first really hard-hit ball I think we've seen all day.
Nice job there by Tim Tala, the 3rd time that he's seen Hobbs, and he's able to square one up. His 10th double of the season, now tied for the most on the Gulls with Dylan Plew. The first couple of at-bats, he rolled over to the left side, grounded out to Parker, grounded out to Acuff. This time he's a little bit more patient, doesn't bite on the curveball, finds a fastball, and hits it right up the middle, down all the way 395.
Now that one I can't be mad at. Bryce had a good jump on that when he was going straight back. He just couldn't make the plays. Tao hit that ball very hard. So now on second with 1 out for Jack Gethings. 1 for 2 today. He singled his last time up, also grounded out to second. Hobbs will look over there at Tao. The first pitch, it's going to be an all-speed pitch outside. 1-0. Hobbs, first time he's really running into some trouble since, I believe, the 2nd inning. He's let on a runner every inning, but a lot of them have been erased on double plays that happen in back-to-back innings.
That's why that double is so big. No opportunity for that.
And a good backdoor breaking ball there from Hobbs. Picks up the outside corner.
As a team, the Gulls batting .302 with runners in scoring position. Specifically, Gethings, .297. He's got 12 RBI.
Tawa there off second. He's 10 for 14 on the year in stolen base attempts. No one holding him. The 1-1. That one's chopped slowly up the middle. Coming in is Bavley. Fields on a good hop and throws to first for the 2nd out. Advancing on the play is Tawa. So now he'll be on third with 2 outs for the all-star Stevie Mangrum.
Just rolled over there, and actually a really good bounce there for Bavley. A true hop. Had it been a little bit lower, maybe a little soft, had it rained earlier today, not sure if he would have been able to go down and transfer it as quick as he did. Gethings did move Tawa up 90 feet. You mentioned the small dimensions here, so maybe it changes things a little bit, but there are 2 outs.
So now pop quiz, did you catch Stevie Mangrum's walk up?
No idea.
Great song. Breaking ball, misses a little bit high, a little bit outside. You want me to spoil it, or you want to listen to it again when he comes back up?
Give me another 2 innings.
All right. We'll let him come back up again, and we'll see if you pick it up. I'll be sure to tap you to remember that Mangram's coming up. He's got a 1-0 count to Hobbs here with Tao off third. He bluffs running home. The 1-0 breaking ball. That one's going to miss away, too, so now 2-0.
Last year, I got a good sense of all of the guys' walk-up songs, but this year, little different. I should tune into it more.
Yeah, you know, there's some good. I'm a big hip-hop fan, so I picked up on most of the hip-hop ones so far. The 2-0 to Mangrum. Breaking ball, top of the zone, strikes. So now 2-1 as we see Hobbs 3 straight breaking balls to Mangrum, was 0 for 2 today. Reached on an error back in the first inning, also grounded into one of the 5-4-3 double plays that Newport is grounded into today.
Yeah, that's how you have to approach Mangrum. Don't throw him a fastball. Mix up the speeds on him.
Oh, he does throw him a fastball. He fouls it straight back as it hits the top of the wood here, right behind home plate. So from 2-0, he's back to 2-2 now.
And if you're going to do it like that after a couple of breaking balls, and Mangrum was late on it because he was waiting for the possible 3rd breaking ball in a row.
Do you think he goes curveball here, or do you think he goes fastball now?
I think he goes breaking ball, but I'll let you pick. You're one for one.
I agree. Nope, we were both wrong. Elevated fastball misses. Mangrum doesn't chase, so the count now full at 3-2. Dalton Reed awaiting on deck, and it's kind of pick your poison right now. You know, Mangrum I think might be the better matchup just because it's righty on righty. Reed is a lefty on deck, and he's been hitting the ball very well as of late. So I think Hobbs goes and attacks Mangrum here. And the payoff, a breaking ball popped up. That's going to get out of play as it heads back toward America's Cup Avenue, right in the intersection. So it'll remain 3-2.
Right near the stoplights there.
Hopefully it didn't hit anyone crossing the crosswalk.
You got to think at some point it's caught a car driving by.
You think, but I feel like it happens way less than you would expect. Because, you know, I've thought the same thing a lot of the time. The 3-2 again fouled off. Looked like, I don't know if that quite made it into the dugout there. It was slicing toward the dugouts.
Possibly in front of the screen. There is that gap between the home dugout and the away dugout.
That was my concern there. Whatever it is, it'll be a 3-2 again.
Nice fight here from Mangrum, trying to just get a better read on Hobbs, trying to time him up better. He's been a little bit, unsure.
Third payoff pitch of the at-bat coming, and he throws it by him. A good fastball tipped into the glove of Tanner Gallman as Hobbs sets down Mangrum to end the inning. So Newport gets a runner on third base, but they cannot bring him in. And at the end of 5, the score remains 0-0 between Vermont and Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. This game just cruising right along. We're in the top of the 6th inning already. Nick Enright has looked absolutely dominant so far. He struck out 8 through 5 innings, and he's mixed it up very well. Fastball, breaking ball, changeup, but he's just living outside corner with his fastball.
That's what he's been doing all day. The only guy we mentioned it is Ron Medina, and he had to work very hard for it. He, on an 0-2 pitch, just shortened up, battled, and like you said, dunked it in front of Mangrum out there in right field. Besides that, only a couple of hits for the Mountaineers, 4 now, but they've been very scattered.
Well, they got a third time through the order here as Bryce Kelly's going to step in, so we'll see if that third time maybe helps him out a little bit. Everyone's seen Enright now twice. He's only at 65 pitches, as I believe him and Hobbs both ended 5 innings at 65 pitches, if my math serves me correct.
I'm telling you, math is part of this job. It's one of the most underrated things.
As the first pitch misses low to Bryce Kelly. Bryce 0 for 2 today. 2 groundouts, 1 to second and 1 to third. Michigan State center fielder, a ton of speed there. As another one misses low, so now 2-0 on Bryce.
Looked like Enright just overthrew that one a little bit.
Bryce up for the fan vote in the All-Star game, looking to prove his point right here as he's up in the count, 2-0 to Nick Enright. And he lines that one into center field. Tawa coming in, he'll make the play.
Just based on the way Bryce played the one off the bat of Dalton Reed earlier, I wasn't sure if Tawa was going to be able to get there. I mean, maybe our depth position was a little bit off, but he ended up overrunning it a little bit, and he had to reach up to make the play.
Yeah, Tawa maybe understanding what Bryce has been going through, maybe a little aggressive on some of these line drives, and as you said, that one he had to put on the brakes and make sure he didn't overrun it.
We saw both leadoff hitters, one for the Gulls and Tawa, the other for Kelly. Both center fielders both hitting it to center field each other.
As Ben Bavley chases a good breaking ball in the dirt from Enright. 0-1 now on Bavley, who's 1 for 2 today. He singled back in the first inning, a line drive into left field, also grounded out to first. The 0-1, that one just misses inside. Maybe a little low there, too, so the count now even on the Northeastern second baseman. Had only one at-bat this year at Northeastern. The year before that, he redshirted. Transferred from Brandeis after the 2016 season as he chops that one foul off of him in the box.
He transferred from D3 to D1.
He made that jump, and at Brandeis, he had a great freshman year. Hit .340 there in 144 at-bats, 46 hits, 6 doubles, 7 triples, 4 home runs, and 23 RBIs. And then he made that leap over to D1 and took that second year off as he swings and misses on an off-speed pitch low, and the 9th strikeout of the night for Enright.
He just keeps cranking, and even to left-handed hitters, he's going that same part of the plate. It's inside of the lefties, but an off-speed pitch, and Havley just swings over it.
That classic back foot breaking ball that gives, if it's a righty throwing to lefties a lot of trouble and a lefty throwing to righties a ton of trouble. It looks so good all of a sudden it's at your back foot and it scrapes your heel, but you're already through your swing. So now with 2 outs and no one on, the franchise, Nate Grice will step in. As Enright starts him off with a breaking ball. That one misses low, 1-0. Grice, not a lot of success so far. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Possesses a ton of power, though, as he pops this one foul off the netting, so the count will be even at 1. 5 home runs, tied for the league with the Mountaineers, tied with Liam McGill, who's also in the lineup tonight. Enright set his 1-1-2 Grice. Fastball, bottom of the zone, as Grice not a fan of that call. Count now 1-2 on the Western Michigan outfielder.
It's been low the entire time. I mean, we're in the 6th inning now. Mike Williams has been consistent.
The 1-2 coming here to Grice. Breaking ball misses low and away as that one hopped off the chalk in the left-handed batter's box in front of the plate. Evens up the count at 2-2 Grice. A .316 average coming into tonight, 37 for 117. Those 5 home runs also leads the team with 28 RBIs and 14 doubles, 1 away from A.J. Pollock's team record. As that one's lined up the middle, that's going to be a base hit for Grice, his first of the night. Not going to be a double, though, as Tawa cuts it off in right center, but a 2-out knock there for Nate Grice, and then they'll send Medina to the plate.
Nice job there, nice at-bat. He saw it deep and was able to hit it hard. Semi on the ground, hybrid between a line drive and a ground ball, but no play for anyone.
I was almost going to call that a worm burner. That thing, it left the bat pretty hot, but once it hit that grass, it slowed up a little bit. It still continued onto the outfield, a hard-hit ball for Grice. So now with a runner on first and 2 outs, it'll be Ron Dog Medina stepping in. He's had the most success off Enright tonight, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. As that pitch catches the top of the zone.
And you wonder if Enright's going to go inside now. That pitch was more in the inner third than we've seen. Maybe catch Medina lunging a little bit.
The 0-1. That one's going to miss low and away. Is a good scoop there from Harvey. Keeps Grice right at first. Grice an athlete over there. Good speed, but not anything exceptional. 1 for 1 on the year in stolen bases. I wouldn't expect him to be moving here unless he gets a great read on Enright. The 1-1, that one's going to miss low as he's trying to pick up that outside corner. We see Harvey saying he's tilting down a little bit. That's why he's missing low. He's got to keep those shoulders nice and even when he's delivering to the plate.
He's been so good just after the 8 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. You wonder if, fatigue is possibly a thing. Still, not too many signs of that, but definitely missing low in this inning.
That was pitch number 81. It's going to miss high, so now 3-1 on Medina.
So just over adjusting.
Yeah, and pitching's tough, especially as a starter. You got to make a lot of adjustments during the game. Sometimes you just get out of that rhythm because we saw Enright was just cruising, and Medina pops that one up. It looks like Harvey's going to have room. He's going to toss away the mask, and he's going to let that one drop.
That's a big break there.
Harvey looked like he had it all the way, and then he just, last second, he's tried to stab at it and could not make the play.
Honestly, you got to think, I know they say pitchers aren't supposed to catch anything, but it just seemed like it would have been easier for Enright the way he was coming off the mound and Harvey dealing with the mask and all that going up the third baseline. Enright was just kind of standing around there.
It'll be a payoff pitch to Medina. Grice will be running on the pitch. Enright set the 3-2. That one's popped up. That one's on the infield. Looks like Blumgren's going to call off Gethings, and he'll grab that one. So that play does not come back to hurt Nick Enright. He's through 6 innings scoreless. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The score still tied 0-0 between Newport and Vermont on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. So we're back here for the bottom of the 6th inning, but before we start, we're going to toss it over to the Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford for a look around the NECBL.
Thanks, Andrew. The game has opened up a little bit in the bottom of the 8th between the Plymouth Pilgrims and the Mystic Schooners. That's now a 4-0 lead, which was 1-0 earlier, and could have a pretty big impact on the Southern Division standings.
Oh, thank you, Dan. So Daniel Hobbs, speaking of Dan's, back out there again for the Mountaineers. He's thrown 5 scoreless here. Both teams no runs on 5 hits. The only blemish is the error by Jar Parker back in the 1st inning, but it did not come back to hurt Hobbs or the Mountaineers. It'll be 4, 5, 6 stepping in for the Gulls. Dalton Reed, Jason Gonzalez, and Dylan Plew, and 2 very dangerous guys leading off the top or the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, definitely got to be careful with Dalton here. Don't want to give him anything down the middle.
Oh, that one, an elevated fastball. Dalton tips it into the glove of Tanner Gallman for the first strike.
Batting .458 as a leadoff man. 4 home runs and 24 at-bats.
He's definitely got the power to untie this game as the 0-1. That one's going to miss outside as that one ran a little bit too far off the corner. It's the count now even at 1-2 Reed.
Reed started off the year very hot, similar to how he's hitting right now. And then, end of June, early July, cooled off a little bit, as did the entire Newport offense. As of late, he's been on.
As a good breaking ball, good back footer, works its way in, so that'll make the count 1-2 now as Reed tips that one back. Reed 1 for 1 today. He singled in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. Has not come around to score. No one has. Score 0-0. Bottom of the 6th inning between Newport and Vermont. Andrew Whalen joined by Dave Peck. The 1-2. Way upstairs is the count now even at 2. Hobbs just overthrew that one a little bit. A little excited trying to blow it by as we saw him end the inning on a K from Stevie Mangrum in the bottom of the 5th.
I wonder if he goes to that back heel breaking ball here.
Oh, you're calling your shot now. All right.
Probably a good pitch here against Reed.
You're calling your shot, the 2-2. And it's maybe a fastball, maybe a changeup away. It was not a back foot breaking ball, but Dalton Reed swings through it for the first out of the bottom of the 6th.
You got to think Dalton was also looking for the back heel breaking ball that he could scoop over the right field fence. He was wrong as well.
Absolutely is. That pitch looked like a fastball there as we see the replay. Running away a little bit, a good spot there as Hobbs sets down Reed. That's for Hobbs his 4th strikeout of the evening. Not quite matching Enright's numbers, but the only one that matters is the 0 on the scoreboard. As a breaking ball misses low and away there to Jason Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts, and we've seen Hobbs have good success on elevated fastballs against Gonzalez. So you have to think that that's going to be, if he gets up in the count, that's what he's going to. Hobbs 1-0, and that breaking ball is lined into left field, a base hit in between 3rd and short. Hobbs hung a breaking ball there, and Gonzalez did not miss it. A good piece, rolling between 3rd and short.
Yeah, he just didn't wait around, didn't want to get in a 2-strike count. Jumped on the hanging curveball and put it right between Acuff and Parker.
So now Dylan Plew will step up, the left fielder, who's 0 for 2 tonight. 2 groundouts, 1 to second, 1 to short, and Hobbs would love a 3rd double play of the game right here to get him out of this inning. Sounded like maybe a Kid Cudi walk up there, I think. I didn't know that song, but it sounded like Kid Cudi.
Oh, that's a good reminder to tune in.
First pitch, and that one's looked like a change up there, outside corner for a strike, because I got a nod on that one, so that feels good to know that I picked up the voice at least, because I didn't know the song.
I don't think I knew either of them.
Erase Me by Kid Cudi. The 0-1. That one just misses low and away there to Plew, so the count even at 1.
It looks like another change up there, trying to get Plew to chase, but possibly a little bit low, maybe outside. I'm not really sure.
Plew, a rising junior from Kennewick, Washington, and attends Washington State. As first to check over there at first, diving back in safely is Gonzalez. It looked like he was leaning a little bit on that one. From my viewpoint, I thought he was leaning a little bit towards second, maybe trying to time up Hobbs and swipe it back here to stay out of the double play.
Yeah, he doesn't have any stolen bases on the year. This would be his first if he does decide to go.
See him twitching over there. Doesn't go. That pitch is going to miss outside. Is good spot there from Hobbs. Just a little bit off the corner as Gallman maybe set up, trying to, get a little bit too much off that plate, asking Mike Williams for a little bit too much leeway.
Who had a 277 average for the Cougars at Washington State. That was third on his team this past spring. Also third in hits and tied for first with 30 runs.
That breaking ball, that one's going to make the outside corner, so the count now even at 2-2. Plu with Jason Gonzalez off first in the bottom of the sixth inning. He reached on a one-out single. He's at first right now.
Newport has only had one runner reach third. That was Tawa in the bottom of the fifth when he led off the inning with a double.
So the 2-2 coming here. That one's going to miss upstairs and away, so the count runs full to 3-2. We'll see if they send Gonzalez here, trying to stay out of a double play.
Vermont with nobody to reach third yet in this ball game.
Both offenses very stagnant so far. The only extra base hit was that double from Tawa. Other than that, it's just been singles all over the place.
Which is surprising. Newport, the third best offense in the NECBL.
As it looked like Plu maybe chased ball 4 there, but he fouls it back, so it'll remain 3-2.
Vermont with a decent pitching staff, 4.31 as a team. I mean, all things considered in summer baseball, that's not horrible. If you looked at the rest of the stats around the league, a lot of them are definitely, in the 5 area, except for the top few. But
that's been kind of what keeps Mountaineers in games so far is the pitching, and then when the offense wakes up, that's when they win games. As that one pop foul, third base side, as that'll get out of play and onto the road back there.
Just about middle of the road. A lot of high threes as well.
That's probably why they sit now 6 games below 500, I believe. 16-22, 6 games below 500 is, when the pitching hasn't been there, that's when they lose games. You can't really support on the offense too much to, pick them up as, 255 average. You said that was 9th during the pregame in the league, I believe. So, another one middle of the road, a little bit below.
Well, this is the game exactly what they want. This is what they want to play when they come
there
to Guardians.
There goes the runner. That one's going to miss low and in as Plu works a one-out walk. So Gonzalez won't get the stolen base there, but he'll be on second as he advances on the walk. Now Logan Harvey will stand in 2 for 2 today with 2 singles.
A little something going on here for the Gulls last couple of times.
Oh, wait, no, this is the wrong one. My bad. This is Mike Stud. Never mind. I was going to say.
You're going to say this was Mangram's walk-up song. We got maybe this inning. We'll see. Not the way the rest of the game has gone, but possibly next.
Coach Nation's going to go out and have a talk with Hobbs.
See if there's anybody out in the bullpen here for the Mountaineers. Down the left field line there is.
Yeah.
Mike Kirian also warming for the Gulls.
You guys. I don't even. Okay, I think that might be Zach Lutner. If that's 33, it's Zach Lutner, but I need him to turn his back a little bit to me. Yeah, it's Zach Lutner.
Zach Lutner, a 2017 Gull as well.
Yep.
So he's. And you got to think that's on purpose. To put him in here, I mean, he's been a guy that, has been definitely serviceable, but you want to put him out here. He wants to be out here.
I was going to say he definitely wants to be out here. There's no bad blood by any of these guys
but it's
against
still fun.
Newport. Oh, absolutely, yeah. So they loved it. That's why, McGill, that home run he hit the other night, felt probably better than it would against probably any other team besides maybe Ocean State, just because, he's from Rhode Island. The first pitch fouled off of the foot of Logan Harvey at home plate, so 0-1.
Logan Harvey back to number 4. He was sporting 23 for a while. He hit a opposite field home run here at Guardians Field about a week ago, but talking to him in the pregame, he said, I guess 23 is just going to have to be retired with 1 home run to its name.
I feel like you probably shouldn't be allowed to wear it maybe more than like 1 game if you forget your jersey. At that point, you got to switch numbers, I feel like.
It may not have been clean. I'm not sure what the situation was.
The 0-1 misses upstairs. The count now even at 1 to Harvey.
He's got 2 hits on the evening, though, with number 4.
So we'll see if he can get number 3 right here, as it could drive in a run. Off second base is Jason Gonzalez. First base, Dylan Plu in the bottom of the 6th inning. No score between Vermont and Newport right now. Hobbs working here, trying to get out of this 6th inning. As the 1-1 is popped up on the infield, that'll be an infield fly rule as Parker drifts to the edge of the dirt and secures it for the 2nd out of the inning.
Big out there. Harvey definitely wishes he had that one back, just under it.
Elevated breaking ball there from, those are the ones that usually get turned around. We'll see. Just kind of threw him off a little bit there. And
he was just early on it. You just wait back a second longer, and that could be hit a long way, or hit hard at least.
So now a runner's on first and second, and 2 outs. It'll be John Mazza, the DH, stepping in. 0 for 1 today. He sack bunted in the second inning and grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the fourth.
It was an interesting sack bunt with one out. Move runners in scoring position.
And that one's chopped slowly back to the mound. Hobbs fields and fires onto first, and Hobbs works his magic. First and second, one out. Newport not able to even advance the runners as they leave two on base. At the end of 6, score still 0-0 between Vermont and Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. And the funny thing, I was actually listening to this song on the way over here, so that's great. We're in the top of the 7th here at Cardines Field in Newport, and I'm going to turn the play-by-play duties back over to the voice of the Newport Gulls, Dave Peck.
Thank you, Andrew. Liam McGill, Sam Duran, and Chase Acuff, 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Mountaineers here in the top of the 7th. It's been a pitcher's duel. That's what we had through the first 4 innings in this matchup just 3 days ago, but Mountaineers able to put up that 7-run inning. 4 walks, 3 singles, and the grand slam by McGill. It's been a little bit of a different story, but that big inning has been a problem for Newport. Wonder, how long it will be until Enright comes out of the game. He's been sharp, no signs of slowing down, but you don't want to overextend him. A guy who's usually out of the bullpen. Kirian was warming up. You'd like Enright to maybe give you an inning at least more. He's only given up 5 hits as he faces McGill, who struck out twice.
It's not going to be – I don't think that Enright's going to get knocked out of this game due to the Mountaineers starting to shell him. I think it's just pitch count now. You're going to see how much gas he's got left in the tank. I'm waiting to see how many pitches he has left, but I believe it was around 80 or so he was at, entering the – or after the last time he was out there. So another inning or 2, I don't think I see him going more than 2, but at that point it would only be, the top of the 8th, and Mountaineers would be in the 9th. So it's a tough situation. They really got to work him here.
First pitch misses inside for ball 1.
Well, math time. Here we go. 84. That was pitch number 84 right there.
1-0 pitch. That one is low. 2 balls and no strikes here to McGill. Hey, there hasn't been any signs, but again, you're playing every day for the rest of the season, really until you either don't make the playoffs or until you're eliminated. The offense has been stalled by Hobbs. You got to keep him out there as long as possible, as that one is lined down the right field line. It'll get just foul right in front of the NECBL championship banners. It's 2-1.
Yeah, McGill a little bit late on a 2-0 fastball from Enright there. Surprising, you think 2-0, McGill sitting fastball. As we've seen McGill not get cheated on a number of swings this year, a guy that takes some big rips, especially when he's up in the count like that.
Enright winds and deals the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball left side. Blumgren going to his right. Gets on the backhand. The strong throw across the diamond is going to be in time for out number 1. Great play there by Jack Blumgren.
Yeah, McGill's not the most fleet of foot, so a good play there by Blumgren to know how much time he had. He stopped. He set his feet and made a strong throw across there. And it looked like maybe Dalton Reed helped him out with a short hop pick, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, really anybody else running down the first baseline, you got to think they would have probably made it, but McGill.
The only other guys, I think maybe either Ron or Gallman. The only other guys, I don't know if they got it.
It is a quick first out. Here's Sam Duran. First pitch swinging, lined down the right field line. Foul off the bar there, off the netting, and the Gulls nest, I believe it's 0-1.
Great place to watch a game.
Wonder if there are any viewers over there enjoying possibly a beverage in a ball game. How much can beat that?
I was going to say, it doesn't sound like a bad deal.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball, right side. Second baseman Gething scoops it up, wings it to first. 2 gone.
And I just got an update from my scout in the stands, a.k.a. my dad, Joe Whalen, who said that Hobbs looks like he's done. He just jogged down to the bullpen. So we'll see if Lutner's in there for the bottom half of the 7th inning. I believe Lutner was Hobbs was 92 pitches after the 6th inning.
There are 2 quick outs here for Enright as Chase Acuff digs in. He's 0 for 2, flew out to Mangrum in right field, then struck out swinging his last time up. Mountaineers have not gotten the leadoff man on once in this ball game. First pitch fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1.
We see Enright just continues to live on that outside corner.
Nods his head, getting the sign from Harvey. Here's the 0-1 pitch, popped up down the first baseline. That'll get out of play.
They love that glass breaking PA little noise there when the ball gets out of play.
A lot of nice sound effects here at Cardines Field. If you haven't gotten down to the field for a Gulls game, make sure you do. There are only 2 home games left. 0-2 pitch popped up right behind home plate. Harvey flips off his mask. Looks like he has a play, and he's able to make the catch for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Nick Enright. He continues to roll, and we still are scoreless as we're halfway through the 7th. Time to stretch. We'll keep it here for Don O'Hanley, our PA announcer, for the singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Let's hear some great voices out there. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and crackers. I don't care if I ever get back. Root for the Gulls team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game. Wonderful, wonderful. That's one of the best shows we've had all year. Baltimore.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and we have a pitching change here for the Mountaineers. Hobbs is out, and look who is in. It's Zach Lutner, righty out of Villanova, 2017 Newport Gulls.
Yeah, Lutner's really turned it around this year. He's 1-1 on the season with a 3.08 ERA, 12 games, one of those being a start, and I'll talk about that start in a second. He's thrown 11 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts. The big one, though, 11 walks and 12 hits. His first start and only start of the year was June 9th against Keene. He got the loss that day. He only lasted 2 1/3 innings. He gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. Well, he walked 6 that outing. But since then, the last earned run he's given up was June 17th against North Adams. Since then, he's had a string of 9 consecutive appearances without an earned run. His last time out was July 21st against Keene in the 12-9 win. He got the win. He threw 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 2.
He has been very good trying to keep this game scoreless in the bottom of the 7th. He'll face Blumgren, Tawa, and Gethings 9-1-2. Blumgren leading off for the 2nd straight time he's been up. Last time up he grounded out to Acuff. A 5-3 putout. First pitch from Lutner. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. In 2017 with the Gulls, Lutner was 1-1, 6.62 ERA, 12 appearances, no starts, 28 hits, 8 walks, 13 strikeouts. As that one is a ground ball right at the third baseman Acuff. Gloves it strong, throw to first, 1 gone.
Yeah, and I was going to say that's a big batter right there for Lutner to go get. You're leading off, the bottom of the 7th inning with the 9-hitter. You need to go get that guy. So if Tawa gets another double like he did, it doesn't drive anyone in. So a big out right there for Lutner to get. As we see Hobbs jogging back in now. Hobbs did a good job tonight. 6 shutout innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. No runs.
Tim Tawa digging in, 1 for 3 with that double. First pitch fouled off his foot as he catches it on the ricochet, 0-1.
That's how you know that one fouled off of him, because if he does that without that ball touching him beforehand, that's an out.
Tawa's a very animated guy. He gets very frustrated just with himself, has very high expectations. Gatorade Player of the Year 3 times as a football player. Gatorade Player of the Year once as a baseball player. Decided to go to Stanford. He had a 15-game hit streak, but he's always looking for the next one. That's what makes him so good. 0-1 pitch from Lutner. Fastball chased. Now 0-2.
And Lutner has never had a problem with velocity. Out of the pen, he usually sits low 90s, 90 to 93. We've seen him up on the gun in Vermont. So looking like he feels pretty good through the first couple pitches today.
Taking a long look into Gallman. Now gets the sign, setting the tan glove at the chest. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Tawa thought about it, but did not go, said Ben Roblewski. And it's 1-2.
And that pitch bounced in the left-handed batter's box. He almost got Tawa to chase at that one. It was a tight breaking ball.
Definitely a lot of movement, almost a slide, probably a slider action from Lutner, because it's still a good amount of velocity. Definitely made Tawa think twice. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball high, chased and missed for strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game for Lutner. Second out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, it was a classic pitch there. That's usually the setup pitch. And if the guy takes it, then you go back to that breaking ball. But that works even better as it saves Lutner a pitch. He gets Tawa to chase the high fastball.
That fastball wasn't even close. I mean, that was up by his eyes. A lot of frustration there from Tawa as he walks back to the dugout. But Jack Gethings will dig in. He is 1 for 3 with a single. Also grounded out The second baseman Bavley a couple of times. First pitch breaking ball misses low for ball 1.
That was a tight breaking ball there again from Lutner. Good pitch. I think it must have missed low because I don't think it missed outside.
Lutner working from the stretch with nobody on and 2 outs. Fastball outside, 2-0. Still no score, bottom of the 7th. Haven't seen this much when Newport's been home or when they've been away, pretty much the entire season. Closest thing we have to it was against Mystic. 2-0 pitch. That fastball does catch the outer third to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Closest was a battle between Jake Eater and Kumar Nambiar over at the Shipyard Fitch High School. It was 0-0 after 6 innings. Ended up being 2-0. Schooners won that one. 2-1 pitch, fastball outside.
You can hear the pop. Lutner's got that good velocity. He's just got to reel it in a little bit as we see him starting to loosen up now, trying to pump maybe a little bit too hard. That arm lagging behind why it's up and away to a lefty.
Here's the 3-1 offering. Fastball fouled straight back. Gethings now has a full count.
Good cut there by Gethings. Expecting fastball 3-1. It looked low and in. That's usually a left-handed hitter's nitro zone, and he fouls it straight back. He was on it.
Just trying to extend the inning here. 2 quick outs for Lutner. The big first one, and then Tawa chased. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one is lined into left field, and then it will get down for a single. Grise fields it on the hop. But Gethings is on with the second base hit of the ball game.
And now it's time to listen. Listen for the walk up here.
Stevie Mangrum digging in. Transferred to University of Tampa out of Virginia Tech. And I can't say I know the walk-up song, which is disappointing Andrew beyond belief.
This is a great song off, my opinion, the best Drake album of all time. Take care, and it's called We'll Be Fine.
I just don't know that much about Drake. Mangrum swings and misses on the elevated fastball.
Oh, that hurts,
And
Dave.
I know it hurts. And honestly, it's a big problem. A lot of people are into his music. I just personally am not. I know he dropped a new album recently.
I thought we were going to be friends.
One pitch, high fastball. This time Mangrum lays off. Mangrum reached on the error from Parker in the bottom of the first, grounded into the 5-4-3 double play, then struck out swinging his last time up. That's with Gethings on first and 2 outs in the inning. Breaking ball, that one is in there at the top of the strike zone, right about the letters for strike 2.
Even with Mike Williams' normal call, that one a little bit more delayed than normal, I'd say, is he thought about that one for a second, then gave Lutner the call.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball high and inside, 2-2.
And, you know, Lutner, if he's going to continue to throw high, you can use that to your effectiveness here. Now, it's curious. We'll see if he goes back to the breaking ball. I think he maybe doubles up with a high fastball.
I'm going to go burying a curveball here on the 2-2. Fastball right down the middle, swung and missed for strike 3. Second strike out of the inning for Lutner, and he strands Gethings on first. No score. We'll head to the 8th here at Cardines Field between the Gulls and the Mountaineers on the NECBL Broadcast Network in WSKI. Top of the 8th inning here. Dave Peck alongside Andrew Whalen. No score. We have a pitching change for the Gulls. Mike Coombs goes to the bullpen. And it is Jeremiah Burke, the rising junior out of Georgetown, 6'2", 205. Right-handed thrower from Delmar, New York. No wins and 2 losses so far this season with a 5.76 ERA. Appeared in 11 games, made 3 starts. Given up 29 hits, walked 11, struck out 18 in 25 innings pitched. But he has been very effective since coming out of the bullpen. Was not great in his last outing at Ocean State, but before that had just allowed 1 earned run in 7 appearances. He'll look to get back on track as he faces 8-9-1 Gallman, Parker, and Kelly in the top of the 8th inning, right on the 8:30 mark. This is about the time we saw it at the Montpelier Recreational Park when it gets hit into the air. Gets lost in the twilight zone.
Yeah, and no, I think we're getting lucky here with no fog as of yet, because I know that fog is a very relevant thing here at Cardines.
Already had a fog out. A fog delay as that's fastball misses outside for ball 1. Final line for Enright. 7 innings, no runs, 5 hits, no walks, and 9 strikeouts.
Tip your cap.
What a performance.
Unfortunate for him, he's not even going to get the win.
1-0 fastball catches the low and outside corner. So Burke now going to that same spot that Enright was chipping out the whole game. And it is. It's unfortunate.
Pitched a great game.
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball runs high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And this happened the other night with Andrew Newsom when we pitched at Valley. When we ended up getting walked off on in 10 innings, he pitched 8 shutout innings against the best team in the league. 9 strikeouts. He didn't get the win.
Here's the 2-1 offering. Nice breaking ball there. Catches the outer third to even things up at 2. Burke trying to put away Gallman. Vermont yet to get the leadoff man on. 2-2 pitch, fouled into the netting right in front of the Newport Gulls dugout.
Gallman, his last time up, he hit a single off the left field wall. He tried to stretch it into a double and was hosed by a mile from Dylan Plew out there, who made a good relay throw.
Burke winds and deals. Breaking ball fouled straight back.
So we'll see maybe if he puts one in play this time, but a little more cautious out there on the bases.
2 balls and 2 strikes, nobody on the pitch. High fastball. Gallman has a full count now. He singled in the 2nd and struck out swinging in the 5th. 1-2-3 inning last time for the Vermont offense as that one's lunged at and lifted foul out of play into West Marlboro Street. You got to wonder if Burke, pitcher at Georgetown, has any ties to Mike Studd at all. Newport Gulls pitcher, Georgetown pitcher.
How long was Studd at Georgetown for? Did we see?
3-2 pitch. Breaking ball waved and missed for strike 3. 1 down in the 8th. And I'm not sure because I know he pitched at Duke.
I knew that. I wasn't sure how long he was at Georgetown for.
And then he went to Georgetown. I'm not sure if it was before or after the surgery.
This is what Google was made for. The real important stuff here, the hard-hitting facts that we need to know.
I mean, now we have to know it.
Attended Duke.
First pitch to Parker. Nice fastball catching the outer third for strike 1. Parker 0 for 2. Flew out to Tawa in center, then grounded out to Blumgren at short.
So what happened?
Pitch, high fastball, chased and missed.
After his sophomore year, he got Tommy John. He missed 2009, graduated from Duke, and used his last year of eligibility at Georgetown. He only pitched 9 games as a senior, struck out 9 8 2/3 innings. So 1 year at Georgetown. It looked like 3 years at Duke.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Lifted foul down the first base line out of play. So mostly a Blue Devil.
Yes. Yeah, I'd say I think that was more what he was known for.
That's what I thought.
And that's why he knows Stroman so well, because Stroman played at Duke as well.
Right.
I think Stroman maybe a year or 2 after him. Oh, no, they were teammates.
No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Burke. Fastball in there at the letters for strike 3. Parker thought it was a little high, but back-to-back Ks for Jerry Burke. And 2 quick outs here in the 8th.
That's Jar's 5'9" up there. That's a tough pitch, and I'm not mad at him for taking that one.
Definitely makes you think twice about the call from Mike Williams. But regardless, Burke has 2 down with nobody on for leadoff man Bryce Kelly. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch lifted, shallow left field. Shortstop is being called off by Dylan Plew. He makes a nice little leaping catch. A nice 1-2-3 inning for Jerry Burke. Keeps it scoreless as we head to the home half of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to Newport Gulls Baseball, the NECBL Broadcast Network, and WSK. Getting right down to it. Bottom of the 8th inning, still scoreless in Newport. We have a pitching change for the Mountaineers. Connor Lehman.
Yeah, an interesting decision here as Lutner had a really good bottom of the 7th, but they're going to call on Lehman here, who has been a little bit shaky his first 2 appearances back. So June 14th, he started at Danbury, threw 5 innings of 1-run ball, and then he had a gap of about a month where he was injured. He pitched against Winnipesaukee July 20th. He gave up 3 runs in 1 inning, and his last time out was against you guys on Sunday. Pitched 1 inning, pitched that 9th inning, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. So we'll see. I don't know if Coach Nation here was trying to get some confidence back in Connor Lehman, but he's seen Newport and he's been hit by Newport. So we'll see what happens here in the bottom of the 8th.
Plymouth has defeated the Schooners 7-0. Take a look at the updated standings in the Southern Division now, and Newport is a full half game up on Mystic in sole possession of that final playoff spot in the Southern Division standings. And 3 games back of Plymouth, 2 games back of Ocean State.
Sorry we couldn't beat them for you guys last night. That would have been big.
definitely an important game here, to say the least. Try and extend it all the way to 1. Dalton Reed, Jason Gonzalez, and Dylan Plew, 4, 5, and 6 due up to face Lehman. It'd be nice for a Dalton Reed home run here if you're a Gulls fan. Maybe his 12th of the season, maybe tie the season record in Gulls history.
And the Mountaineers, I don't know if they lose tonight, if they're technically eliminated or not. Let me double check that. So they were 5 games back of both Keene and Upper Valley coming into tonight. And I got to check how many games are left on the season as well, because that obviously ties into it. If I can find our schedule. I had it up somewhere. Oh, okay. Well, I'll come back to that one. Quiz me on that one in about a minute.
The only hitter in the NECBL that Reed is behind for home runs is Bernie Wang of Winnipesaukee.
We know him all too well.
Northern Division foe.
He hit his 12th and 13th against us the last time we played on July 20th.
First pitch to Dalton Reed is a fastball lined into center field. Kelly coming in on it, and he'll let that drop for a single. Leadoff one at that. Second hit of the ball game for Dalton Reed.
I don't even know if Bryce just isn't seeing the ball. That's a ball that needs to get caught. Bryce Kelly is one of the fastest guys on this field. I don't know what just happened there.
He was frozen, but not only was he frozen off the bat, he just walked to the ball.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, you can only, that is confusing because it was another play. It looked like it was going to be literally right at him. Instead, Dalton Reed is on with a leadoff single. He is the go-ahead run. Jason Gonzalez up. He singled his last time up. Line drive to left field. This time he takes the first pitch curveball for strike 1.
And the Mountaineers have 5 games left after tonight. So if they lose this game, they fall to more than 5 games back. They don't have enough time to recover.
Newport with 6 left. A couple of long trips as well. 0-1 pitch from Lehman. It's a fastball that runs high. The Gulls head to Winnipesaukee tomorrow. Then they host New Bedford on Friday. They'll go up to Holyoke to face the Blue Sox on the 28th. Then the All-Star game the next day. Then come back at Danbury, at Sanford, and finish out hosting Mystic. 1-1 pitch. Fastball, a little bit low, 2-1.
That's the spot that we saw Enright living at all night. Where's that one missing?
Yeah, Mike Williams, you got to think he's getting a little tired with his right arm because
so many strikes early in the game, I guess.
2-1 now.
Really?
Lehman from the stretch. Breaking ball, and Gonzalez swung over it.
This year over at St. Louis, Lehman pitched 47 in the 3rd innings, only gave up 16 earned runs, struck out 46, had a 3.04 ERA in 19 appearances, 5 of those being starts, a 2-1 record.
Gonzalez not attempted to lay down a bunt here as Lehman goes to check on Reed, who dives back safely. Newport no intention of playing small ball here, although they did at the beginning of the game when John Mazza laid down a sacrifice bunt with 1 out.
For the 9-hitter coming up, too. That was a very weird situation.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Coleman setting up outside. Long pause from Lehman. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball runs outside, and Gonzalez now has a full count.
This would be big if Gonzalez works his way back here and draws a walk against Lehman. Mountaineers trying to turn that 3rd double play of the game. It would be huge momentum-wise as it's the bottom of the 8th inning. So if Newport scores here, all they have is the top of the 9th left.
Still scoreless, and you wonder if Nate Ryder is warming up. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Elevated fastball popped up right side, and Mavley shuffling back and makes the catch, 1 down.
Good play there because I don't think Sammy Duran was going to come in from right field in time on that one. So Mavley playing more pinched up the middle, double play depth, a good job to range to his left and a little bit back.
You wonder why Gonzalez wasn't bunting there. It's been a game where Mountaineers pitching has shut down your offense. You have to try and manufacture something. I get it, Gonzalez has been swinging a hot bat, but you test your luck. Dylan Plew, a left-handed hitter, if he could drive it into that deep right center corner, that would easily score Dalton Reed. We'll see what he can do. He walked his last time up, facing Lehman for the first time. Swings and misses at a first pitch fastball.
Good job from Lehman to get ahead there on Plew. He fell behind the first couple batters, so good to see him jumping out there, just trying to get ahead in the count, give himself a good situation where he can maybe get Plew to roll one over.
Middle infield playing semi-double play depth, with Avley respecting the left-handed pull. That one is lifted,
Broken
foul
bat.
down the third base line. Out of play.
No, he didn't break it. I thought he broke his bat on that one. Didn't sound great.
Just kind of sliced it over the netting down the third base line into America's Cup Ave. He's behind 0-2 now. Dolan Reed still on first. He had the leadoff single. The second time he's hit one to Kelly out there in center. That has dropped in for a hit. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, line drive down the left field line. That'll get down for a hit and possibly more. Grimes going all the way to the corner. Dolan Reed waved around second. He will stop at third as the throw comes in. A double for Dylan Plew. Now runners on second and third with one out for Logan Harvey.
And I would anticipate here an intentional walk coming to Logan Harvey to load the bases and give them that forced situation. But that's an 0-2 breaking ball from Lehman that caught way too much of the plate. A good piece there from Gonzalez to go down and hit it down the left field line.
The 11th double of the season for Dylan Plew. Leads the Gulls, and that's a big spot here. No score, bottom of the 8th inning. It's been a pitching duel the entire night, but Connor Lehman is in some trouble. Sacrifice fly opportunity here for Logan Harvey. Infield is pulled in, so a lot of room there.
A little surprised they're not intentionally walking here. They're going to maybe intentional walk here, just try to pitch around.
First pitch to Harvey's a fastball that misses outside.
See, Mazza hasn't had a great day. He's 0 for 2 with a double play and a ground ball just right back to the pitcher. So
Harvey with 17 RBI so far this season.
Harvey's also 2 for 3 today.
Couple of singles. Here's the 1-0 pitch, curveball. That one's in there for strike one.
Interesting. Very, very interesting right now.
Singled in the first, singled in the fourth. Now batting with Dalton Reed on third, Dylan Plew on second. Infield is in, one out, bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, check swing, and it caught the outside corner anyways. So Harvey's now going to have to battle here with 2 strikes. A huge opportunity for the Gulls. This is the best chance they've had the entire game. Runners in scoring position so far this season. Harvey batting 176, 15 RBI. Now time is called.
Lehman, this would be just a massive strikeout here. You know, he doesn't even need a strikeout. He needs either a ground ball or a pop-up. Anything to keep the runners where they are. You got to be shooting for the strikeout. Sorry, Dave.
The strikeout would definitely be big here because there's a lot of green in the outfield. The infield in. Now, Coleman wants to have a conversation with Lehman. Just make sure they're on the same page here because this is a big spot. You also don't want to spike a curve ball and have it go all the way to the backstop. Not a lot of room at Cardines Field, and Reed not the quickest guy on third. Definitely want to go after Harvey here now that they're ahead 1-2. Some cheers from the fans at Cardines. Lehman sets the glove at the chest. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken high.
You saw him give that little flinch there. Harvey, he liked that elevated fastball.
Definitely thought about it a little bit, but good discipline from the Wake Forest Demon Deacon. Trying to break the 0-0 tie in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lehman taking his time, peering into Gallman. Trying to maybe freeze up Harvey a little bit. Now he gets the sign. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, misses low and outside. Harvey's worked a full count, and Andrew, you're right, being careful, unintentionally, intentionally not giving Harvey anything he can drive here.
Yeah, it's not a bad approach here. You know, you're going to hear the crowd get really excited if he ends up walking here, but Lehman's going to know, you know, it's a good job on their part of, you know, just being smart. You try to get this guy to chase, and if it doesn't work, Harvey takes his base, and you try to get Mazza out, who's already grounded into a double play today.
And Matt Cacciadeferro is on deck in place of John Mazza. Cacciadeferro is 1 for 1 on the year. He had that single down the right field line against the Mountaineers.
Off Lehman, I believe, too. If it was the 9th inning, it was off of Lehman. So, all right, we'll see.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses low. Ball 4. Bases are loaded with 1 out for Matt Cacciadeferro.
So you see, Lehman went breaking ball 3-2. Missed low. Good job there from Harvey to maybe understand the situation and know that Lehman's not going to attack him there.
The senior, 6 foot 195 out of New Jersey Institute of Technology. Batted .207 this past year. 31 hits, 15 runs, a couple of doubles, and 12 RBI. And now we have a meeting with the entire infield.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Coach Nation's going to go to a new wing. I don't even know if the Mountaineers have anyone warming up down in the pen. He's probably just going over, as it doesn't look like we do. Thank you for that. I see Ryan Leckich down there just kind of doing some bands, maybe just loosening up. If this game, if some of the Mountaineers get the lead in the ninth, it'll be Leckich in the ninth. But for right now, they're just going over strategy. It'll be corners in. They're going to go home. Middle infield will be double play depth, pinching up the middle, trying to spin it at second base. So we'll see. Yep, it looks like Acuff's going to stay right about even with the bag, and Medina will be on the lip too.
And I didn't see Nate Ryder out there either. So he is probably done for the summer. He definitely is leaving tomorrow. I wasn't sure if he was hot today. It appears as though he is not. So Jerry Burke is in the game, and he may have an opportunity to pick up the win and the save.
I think you can only get one. I wish it worked otherwise, but as a closer, I'm pretty sure you can only pick up one.
First pitch lifted, foul down the first base line, out of play.
And if you guys are able to score here, then it would be the win if he closes it. If
the
he
theoretical
yes.
save.
Yes. It would be, you get the, yeah. So you get the win in, actual stats, and then you kind of know you came in, you got the save, but it doesn't count because you can't get both. I wish.
No, that would be a crazy
I would have a couple wins and a couple saves more than I had this last couple seasons over at my stats if that was the case.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, long pause from Lehman, now goes to the plate, and it's a fastball that catches the inside corner for strike 2. So Cacha DeFaro quickly behind 0-2 now with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Good inside fastball there from Lehman. All that Cacha DeFaro could do there is just shatter his bat, probably a weak line drive or a weak ground ball somewhere.
Certainly trying not to do a double play here. 0-2 pitch. That one bounces, but a nice stop by Gallman to keep it in front. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. That could have been costly.
And it's good for Lehman. He knows Gallman's a good defensive catcher back there. She saw by that stop, but at the same time, maybe 45 feet of foul territory behind the plate here. I don't know if you have the exact dimensions on that. It's between 45 and 60, I'd say. So it would be tough for Reed to score from third. Excuse me.
Here's the 1-2 offering, fastball, and it looked like that hit him. And they're going to grant him first base. So Dalton Reed will trot home. Touch home plate, and Newport takes a 1-0 lead. And now the umpires are going to have a conversation. I was surprised when they didn't at first because he didn't make an attempt to get out of the way.
He almost looked like he checked into that almost, and Coach Nation's not happy. The umpires are going to tell Lehman and Gallman to back off. Coach is just waiting right there on the first base line, ready to knock some heads if he doesn't get this call what he wants.
I was very surprised that Williams did not point the finger and say stay right here. It'll be interesting to see what they call. This is the NECBL. It might be a little bit different how the umpires treat it, but Williams, Wroblewski, and Malloy talking right in front of home plate now to try and decide really a game-changing decision.
Yeah, now we do have replay here. I don't know. I know they won't use it, but they do have replay.
And it looks like they're going to bring him back. Yep. They're going to bring him back, but honestly, that's a tough call. Mike Coombs is coming out, and he's going to have a word with Mike Williams, naturally so. Yeah, on the replay, it looked like he started his swing almost like he thought it was going to be an inside breaking ball. But the pitch was well inside anyways. That's the thing that I'm looking at. It's not like he leaned into it. It looked like he was trying to attempt to swing, and it just ended up not breaking as much as he thought. See if we can maybe get another replay on it as Mike Coombs continues to have a conversation. Mike Williams being very assertive right now with Coombs, but as it stands now, Cacha DeFaro is up there with a 2-2 count. And you see he tried to go for the swing. It wasn't on purpose. It was just a pitch that was, quite frankly, inside.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I'm surprised they overturned that, to be completely honest with you.
Very surprised. I mean, if they could see that replay, and I'm not just saying this for Newport, but it just looked like the intent to swing was there. I mean, it looked like he wasn't trying to lean into it. I mean, he had his whole body going.
Yeah, I'm trying to process this right now. It's the only thing that I'm thinking of is, when he tried to swing, I guess he put his hands in, inside maybe a little. I'm not sure. This is a tough one.
Well, he will be up. The score will be 0-0. The count will be 2 balls and 2 strikes, unless they call it a foul ball. But that's another thing that
we saw him like showing off his hand to the umpire, trying to prove that hit him. So
it is 2-2 here. Bases loaded, 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Reed on third, Plu on second, Harvey on first. The run was erased. Cacciadeferro is back in the right-handed batter's box, and Lehman takes a long look into Gallman, now gets the sign. Couple of looks at Plu, couple of looks at Reed. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one misses low for ball 3.
We'll see if Lehman can, make this one hurt.
There's no place to put him. So you wonder what the baseball gods are saying here. Again, just a very close play. It could have gone either way. They called it on the field, a hit by pitch. He was not granted that. And now we'll have to work here, full count. The pitch from Lehman, swung on and missed for strike 3. He went downstairs, and Cacciadeferro is down swinging for out number 2.
Wow, that was ball 4, but a huge pitch from Connor Lehman there.
Looked like a changeup, just dropped off the table.
That's a whole lot of confidence. A 3-2 changeup, 1 out, bottom 8, bases loaded, and you go changeup on that. Wow.
And now Jack Blumgren, the number 9 hitter out of Michigan. So far, he's 0 for 2 with a walk. Trying to find a way here to scrape across a run. Lehman from the stretch. First pitch misses low and outside, ball 1. Grounded out to Acuff at third, his last 2 times up. This is the first time he's faced Connor Lehman this evening. Dolan Reed started off the inning with a single. Jason Gonzalez popped out. Bavley at second base. Plu with the double. Harvey with the walk. Here's the 1-0. That's outside as well. Now Blumgren's in a great position here. Doesn't necessarily want to give Lehman anything.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he, I don't know. I'd be surprised if he swings here. I think he has a red light. I'd say red light.
2 balls and no strikes, nowhere to put him with the bases loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch, fastball. That one driven up the middle, but gloved by Parker, who tags second to retire the side. Newport strands the bases loaded. No scores. We head to the top of the 9th inning. Here at Cardines Field, you're tuned in to Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. Top of the 9th inning, no runs on the board for either team. Jerry Burke back out on the hill for his 2nd inning of work. And it was a nice play by Jar Parker on a ground ball up the middle.
We heard this Newport crowd. The ball got hit, and everyone got really excited. They thought it was going to be a base hit, and Jar just a vacuum out there, sucks it up and just flips it over to Bavley for the force out.
Burke will face Bavley, Grise, and Medina here in the top of the 9th. He had a 1-2-3 inning, including 2 strikeouts in the 8th. We'll see what he can do. Nate Ryder not in the ball game. Burke remaining in to face 2, 3, and 4.
I'll just say, if the Mountaineers are going to make some moves, it's a good time to do it. 2, 3, 4 coming up. Grice is the big guy, obviously. You want to get Bavley on for Grice. If he gets into one, he could easily, send this game, send the lead in favor of Vermont. A guy that can definitely run into one.
First pitch to Bavley from Burke is a fastball high. Bavley has a single that came back in the top of the 1st inning and grounded out to Reed at first and struck out swinging his last time up. Here's the 1-0. Lifted foul down the left field line, out of play.
That one might have actually caught a car.
And that one caught a light.
Oh, it caught the, oh, wow.
The light is hanging right on America's Cup Ave.
Can we get a shot of that?
And the crowd with some life here. We'll see if Burke can feed off it. The 1-1 pitch, fastball, high chopper. Second baseman Gethings waits for the hop, gloves it, and fires it to first.
Ooh.
A close play.
Wow.
But he gets him for out number 1.
Wow, yeah, that was a big hop there. And, if that ball's hit probably anywhere but second base, Bavley might have a knock.
Better call it
I mean, that was, look at that light there. Off the bat of Ben Bavley.
Knocked the cover off of it.
Unbelievable.
That's great.
Jeez, boy, oh boy. Here's Nate Rise from the right side. First pitch fouled straight back.
Wow, these people down here didn't even flinch. I don't know if they saw it, but they didn't even flinch.
Salty veterans of summer collegiate baseball.
Wow, that was a good swing there from Grice.
Not their first time to Cardines. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another off speed. That one's in there for strike two. So a nice start here for Jerry Burke. Final attendance, 2,727 at Cardines Field on People's Credit Union Fanatic About Reading Night. The 0-2. Fastball high, ball one. The fans that remain are looking for some heroics.
I mean, it's going to be a walk-off victory if you guys get one. That's, you know.
It'll be Tim Tawa, Jack Ethings, and Stevie Mangrum. So that one just misses outside to even things up at 2-2. The leadoff man to start the bottom of the ninth. Burke's got to go to work, though. 2-2, fouled straight back and right off the mask of Mike Williams. But he seems to be okay. Fires a ball back to Burke.
Maybe a little frustration letting out on that throwback as he wore that one pretty flush off the mask.
Burke working relatively quickly. Shakes off Harvey a couple times, now gets a sign. 2-2, winds and deals. Curveball lifted deep to right field. Mangrum going all the way back at the fence, and he's able to make the catch right in front of the Little Creek landscaping sign for out number 2.
I thought he got it. I think the wind's blowing right to left a little bit, maybe knocked it down just a little bit.
Nice play there by Stevie Mangrum. He's done a great job out in right field the entire time with a 285 porch. Not a lot of room for an outfielder, and that can be very frustrating. Kevin Winterrode's coming out to talk to Burke. He has 2 outs with nobody on here in the top of the ninth as we are at the 9 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Dave Peck alongside Andrew Whalen in what has been a thriller of a ball game. No score. We thought we had 1 score. We thought Dolan Reed may come from third on the hit by pitch. Cacho DeFerro is brought back. He ends up striking out on an unbelievable changeup. With bases loaded and a full count, it would have been ball 4, but I mean that's exactly where he wanted to put it.
Yeah, it's just I still can't believe Lehman the confidence, I guess the right word, to throw I went a 3-2 changeup in that situation. It's unbelievable, and he executed it perfectly, and he did get Cacho DeFerro to chase ball 4 there.
Meeting is over. Ron Medina digs in. Burke working from the windup with nobody on and 2 outs. First pitch fastball catches the outer third for strike 1. Medina with a couple of singles back-to-back in the first and fourth innings, and he popped out to Blumgren at shortstop. Last time up, 0-1, breaking ball in there for strike 2.
And we see the flag there down the first base line. It's definitely blowing toward the left, so that probably knocked Grice's fly ball down a little bit.
0-2 fastball, ground ball right at Blumgren, fields it on the run, off-balance throw is in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jerry Burke. No score, we'll head to the bottom of the ninth. Newport trying to win. There's some late inning heroics. It'll be Tawa, Gethings, and Mangrum. Top of the lineup due up here on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. Don't go anywhere. Bottom of the ninth inning here in Newport, Rhode Island. No score, top of the lineup due up. Tim Tawa, Jack Gethings, and Stevie Mangrum in to face Ryan Lekic, the new pitcher for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, he's been the closer for most of the year since he got here back on June 23rd. A 1-1 record, a 2.75 ERA in 10 games, all of them out of the pen. 3 saves, 16 in the third innings pitched, 15 strikeouts, only 8 walks, in 16 hits. His last time out was against Keene on July 21st. It was probably his worst outing of the year. He pitched 3 innings and he gave up 3 runs on 4 hits. He got to save that game, though, as he did pitch 3 innings, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. He's been very good so far this year for the Mountaineers. His only loss came against Valley when they ended up walking off on him back on July 18th.
That's not a good omen.
It's unfortunate, yeah. It was, yeah, I guess so. But a very tough lefty. He's only 5'10", 190, but he, sits right around 88 to 90 from the left side. And when he has the breaking ball working, it's just a nightmare for any lefty hitter that steps in the box.
Tawa trying to get some reads on the lefty Lekic from the batting circle. So far this season, Newport batting .251 against lefties, .296 against righties. Home runs, 14 against lefties, 38 against right-handed pitching. Almost double the at-bats against right-handed pitching, though. Quick meeting between Gallman and Lekic, going over the plan for the inning. Against the dangerous Tim Tawa, he is 1 for 4, but it was a double that was blasted straight over Kelly's head to center field. If you're going to get a triple at Cardines, that's probably the place to do it, either that or right center.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
First pitch is swung on and missed, maybe foul tipped. Regardless, it's strike one.
Yeah, I think they caught a piece of Gallman behind the plate. Looks like he's okay, though. Hopefully got him off the shin guard.
Tawa with 5 home runs so far on the year. At Ocean State on Saturday. It was all tied up at 6, top of the 10th. At Old Mountain Field, and he hit a solo home run. So that breaking ball misses low, 1 ball and 1 strike. With nobody on and 2 outs, he just sent it to straight away center. Trying to get something started here in the bottom of the 9th inning against the Mountaineers. 1-1 pitch, misses low.
Seeing Lekic, he throws from that kind of low 3/4, and it's got a ton of movement on it. The home plate view will give you the best look at the run that Lekic has on his ball, working away from righties, in on the hands of lefties.
From the windup, here's the 2-1, and it's popped up. Shallow right center field. Havley going back, backpedaling, and he can't make it as it goes off his glove. That'll be an error on Ben Bavley, and Tim Tawa is on.
That's a ball that Sam Duran, 114%, needs to call off Ben Bavley, or if it's Bryce, either one. There's no reason that the backpedaling second baseman should be making a play in, it's shallow, but it's in the outfield.
I thought Duran or Kelly, they were going to come in and call him off, just waiting for it, but Bavley was too, I guess. And the win, you mentioned it, going from right to left. That's a big break with Tawa on. Here's Jack Gethings. Tawa a threat, but Gethings will square to bunt, pulls back, and it misses for ball 1. So now trying to execute a little bit of small ball here and give Stevie Mangrum an opportunity to win this ball game.
Yeah, I would expect to have the bunt sign on here for Gethings until, he possibly gets the 2 strikes. See if Tawa maybe tries to take a bag, too.
1-0, another bunt attempt, another time pulling back. 2 balls and no strikes.
Like a decent pitch there from Lekic, but Tawa 10 for 14 on the year, so Lekic, it's obviously tougher to steal on a lefty sometimes with the possibility of getting picked off without realizing that he's going to first.
Lekic from the set, high leg kick. Gethings gets the bunt down. Lekic off the mound. He'll go to second. The throw is low, and a nice pick there from Jar Parker to get Tawa the lead runner for out number 1. That is huge.
Wow, yeah, Jar just bailed out his pitcher big time. I like the aggressiveness from Lekic there. He knows where he's going, but the throw in the dirt and then just a great scoop from Jar.
I mean, that is just, Gethings got the bunt down. You never want to hit it that hard right to the pitcher, but credit Lekic there, throwing it with some conviction, and Jar Parker basically saved the game, you could say.
As we see the Danbury Westerners Twitter account just tweeted at us saying they're rooting for us, so sorry about that. But
Mangrum swings and misses on the first pitch. And, that doesn't surprise me too much. Danbury trying to claw its way back into this playoff race. Newport trying to take care of business, but the Schooners losing 7-0 against the Plymouth Pilgrims, trying to get a full game. Here's the 0-1. Pitch misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mangrum has not had his best day. He reached in the first on an error by Jar Parker, then grounded into the 5-4-3 double play and struck out his last 2 times up. He has 10 home runs on the season. Gethings with the lead off of first. Bottom of the 9th, no score, 1 down. The pitch, that one gets all the way behind Gallman, and Gethings will advance to second. It was a breaking ball that was well low. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Mangrum, but that is, another error here.
A big break there for Newport as it takes them out of the double play first off, and now, a single somewhere should, and I say should, score Tawa with good speed out there at second base.
Only 1 down. Mangrum is certainly due. Came into this game Tied for first on the team in average. 2-1, runs outside, 3 balls and 1 strike.
And again, this might be another one of those intentional walk situations here with the lefty Reed awaiting on deck. You walk him, you get the force back now. So we'll see if Lekic challenges Mangrum with a 3-1 pitch right here. I don't see that happening. Just try to probably make him chase.
23 RBI, 10 home runs, 4 doubles. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and it's low and waved and missed for strike 2.
He did kind of challenge him. Mangrum maybe helped him out a little bit on that one.
It's definitely low. Dolan Reed is on deck. Assuming no double play is turned, no unorthodox double play is turned, he will get a shot. With Gethings in scoring position. Lekic comes to the set, 3 balls and 2 strikes. High leg kick, here's the pitch, and it's in there for strike 3 on the inside corner. Mangrum goes down, and there are 2 outs. Dolan Reed trying to extend this inning and finish the ball game.
And we see the Mountaineers defensively. Acuff and Medina are both guarding the lines. They're in that no doubles defense. Big holes in between, the corners and then up the middle. So a ball in one of those holes, it'd probably be a base hit. Bavley pretty much straight away, actually, in second now. He's trying to cover some of that ground.
First pitch to Reed is a breaking ball that misses low. Nice stop there from Gallman. Reed first on the team with 11 home runs, first on the team with 30 RBI, also leads the Gulls with 40 hits and 28 runs. Week 7 NECBL Player of the Week. He's representing the Gulls in the Home Run Derby. He's an all-star for the Southern Division, and he's trying to win this ball game here in the bottom of the 9th. 1-0 pitch, line down the left field line. Grise giving chase, and it'll get just foul. For a long strike 1, Gethings had that dropped, would have scored, and that would have been the ball game, but it's a 1-1 count.
I think that was Trey Hall down the left field line that caught that one for the Mountaineers. He's the backup catcher. He's having a little bit of arm soreness today, so he's not in the lineup.
This is the guy that Newport wants up. Last 5 games batting .381, .421 in the last 10. Gethings with the lead off second. Lekic with the long look in, lefty-lefty matchup here. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. No score, bottom of the 9th. The pitch, fastball, just misses low.
Good spot there.
Newport 19 wins, 18 losses, 3rd in the South. Vermont 16 wins, 22 losses, 5th in the North. Vermont leads the season series 1-0. Here's the 2-1 offering, breaking ball, fouled straight back.
It was a good swing on a breaking ball there. Reed, I'm surprised he had that good of a swing. 2-1, you're probably sitting fastball from Lekic, but he breaks off, looked like maybe an inside front door one, just fouls it straight back.
This would be a gutsy inning from Lekic after Tawa reached on the error by Bavley to be able to refocus. Here's the 2-2. Fastball hit deep to left field. Grise going back all the way to the fence, and he'll make the catch right at the warning track to retire the side. The crowd here got excited, but that will be a full 9 innings. We'll head to the 10th. Still no score here at Cardines Field. You're tuned in to Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. Well, we got to go to extras here at Cardines Field. 10 innings at least will be played in the city by the sea. Jerry Burke will be back out on the hill. And for the play-by-play, for the top of the frame, I will send it to Andrew Whalen.
Well, we're here from free baseball. Nothing better, Dave. Free baseball here. No? All right, not a – all right.
Well, it's free anyways.
It's top 10. McGill's going to lead it off as he takes a pitch way upstairs for ball 1. 5-6-7 for the Mountaineers. Medina, Duran, Acuff. So Medina and Duran have the home run pop. Acuff, maybe not so much. We'll see as that pitch from Burke misses outside. So falling behind in the count to Liam McGill, who's tied for the team lead with 5 home runs. On the day, he's 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. But against his former team, we thought that grand slam was big. As a check swing, he chops that one foul. That probably would have been ball 3.
Yeah, that's a gift.
So, we saw the grand slam the last time we played against his former team, this time in his home state. This is setting the scene here. McGill, we can make a movie out of this if he does something here.
Storylines.
As a 2-1, that's a breaking ball from Burke in there, outside corner. Now 2-2.
Just the missed opportunities from Newport. I mean, Tawa getting on with the error by Bavley. But what a play there by Lekic.
As the breaking ball misses upstairs, doesn't quite get the top of the zone. So full count coming here to McGill. Rising junior from Wakefield, Rhode Island, not too far away. The payoff. That one's pop foul as that'll get back to the fire station behind the home plate area.
Good fight here from McGill. It'll be important to get the leadoff man on. Hasn't happened yet in this ball game for Vermont.
They've gone 9 innings without a leadoff hitter getting on. Whew. That's rough. The 3-2 again. Breaking ball inside corners. McGill thought it was ball 4, but the late break gets that top inside corner.
Nice pitch. Similar spot to what Mangrum was rung up on. But a big first out there, and that leadoff streak continues.
Yeah. So now with 1 out, Sammy Duran's going to step in. Duran also 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. So days to forget for Medina and Duran as he tries to drop a bunt down the line, but goes a little bit too far to the left as this will be a foul ball.
I mean, how about the pitching in this game for both teams? Enright with the start for Newport, and then Hobbs with the start. 6 innings for Hobbs, 7 innings for Enright, and the bullpen too. It's just been fantastic.
Just got to see who's going to crack it first. This Duran swings and fouls one straight back again.
That camera's taking a beating here today.
Yeah, that's not even, it's maybe 5 feet to the right, and it's still shaking pretty good. So now it'll be an 0-2 to Duran, rising junior from Melbourne, Florida, and Nova Southeastern. Won a Gold Glove there a couple years ago. Very good defensive outfielder is Sammy.
Newport only using 2 pitchers as of right now. Burke just the second arm in.
As Duran chases a breaking ball in the dirt, Harvey's going to pick this up and complete the strikeout with a throw on to first. As 2 straight strikeouts here as both McGill and Duran pick up the hat trick on the night.
4th strikeout of the ball game for Burke.
He's cruising right along. And he's going to have Chase Acuff to deal with 2 outs. Acuff on the day, 0 for 3, fly out, strikeout, pop out.
Newport will have Gonzalez, Plew, and Harvey due up in the bottom of the 10th.
As the first pitch to Chase is going to miss up and in. And I just keep thinking back to McGill gifting Burke this inning on that 2-0 check swing on a high pitch. Changed the whole complexion of the inning as the pitch misses up. At that point, I think McGill would walk. I think he had a 3-2 count. He would have walked on that. And, it's different from there. As the breaking ball, that one on the inside corner. 2-1 now on Chase.
Yeah, that's a nice front door curveball from Burke.
Burke now at 39 pitches, and number 40 is popped into right field. Coming in is Mangrum. Take a step to his left, and he'll grab that one for the 3rd out. So Newport's going to come to bat. Bottom of the 10th, having another chance to walk off. The score is 0-0 here at Cardines Field between the Mountaineers and Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. So we're back here for the bottom of the 10th inning. The score remains 0-0. And for the bottom half of the 10th inning, I'll toss the play-by-play back to the voice of the Newport Gulls, Dave Peck.
Thank you, Andrew. It'll be Gonzalez, Plew, and Harvey due up 5, 6, and 7, trying to break this scoreless tie in the bottom of the 10th inning. It's only 9:20. It was a quick game, which makes sense. No score for either team, obviously. 5 hits for Vermont, 9 for the Gulls. Newport has had a few more opportunities, but hasn't been able to cash in. See what they can do here. Gonzalez batting. He is 1 for 4 with a single so far on the evening.
Yeah, it's got plenty of power here.
5 home runs this season. Takes a first pitch fastball for strike 1.
Lekic got some velo on that one. You saw the finish. It was almost like that Rich Hill. When Rich Hill finishes, he kind of skips forward. That was what Lekic had right there, all that momentum bringing him forward.
Working from the windup. Here's the 0-1 offering. Fastball misses low.
Got out of some serious trouble back here in the 9th. Guy on second with 1 out. Strikeout, fly out, a deep fly out in that.
1-1 pitch, foul tipped right off of Gallman behind home plate. Looks like he might be holding his right wrist or right hand.
Yeah, that one couldn't feel good for Tanner. And
Now
Mountaineers, only one catcher on the bench, John Hawk.
Now he's down to both knees here. He's getting some medical treatment or medical attention right in front of the Newport dugout. Yeah, I mean, it was Tim Talbot in the bottom of the 9th who led off with an error by Ben Bavley in shallow right center field. Duran or Kelly probably had a beat on it, mostly Duran, but I mean, we've seen Kelly a number of times just misread, hesitant.
Yeah.
It's been bizarre, truly bizarre.
I'm going to have to ask Bryce, if he was losing the ball or what it was, because there's been a couple balls this game that Bryce should have in his back pocket, and instead they've dropped in front for singles.
Especially the way he played a couple of days ago. I mean, he was all over that outfield, a lot of room to work. This one, very peculiar field dimensions, but those are line drives that are, for all intents and purposes, right in front of him.
I think Gallman's going to try to stay in the game here, as I think he wore that foul ball either off the hand or off the wrist. Probably going to just get a warm-up pitch here from Lekic and make sure he can throw back.
Good to see him pop up after he appeared to be in a lot of pain. It is his throwing hand.
Yeah, I'm going to see. They're going to let him get a warm-up pitch here just to make sure it's the right hand.
And it doesn't look like, well, he tried to throw it back, and it looks like he's hurting a lot.
He doesn't seem like he can't throw it back, it looks like.
I mean, he's got to come out of the game regardless. If Newport gets a guy on, they're going to steal.
Yep.
So just from a strategy standpoint, even if he is okay to go, you don't want him to tough it out because he could be a liability, and it looks like he's going to come out of the game.
I believe it's going to be John Hawk is the only catcher left that's available tonight. And I'll anticipate him coming in. We'll see in just a second.
Nick Enright.
It might be McGill. No, McGill. It might be Liam McGill.
McGill did catch a little bit for Newport last summer.
He's listed as a catcher, but he only caught 1 inning for us earlier in the year, and he had some throwing problems, so he hasn't seen another inning behind the plate, and he didn't really catch at all at Columbia either. So, but I thought I saw him getting loose, and maybe John Hawk didn't make the trip. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's going to be Liam McGill, so Mountaineers are going to lose their DH in this process as well. Tough break.
So McGill will take a few warm-up pitches from Lekic just to get his legs going a little bit. No score here, bottom of the 10th inning. Gonzalez, Plu, and Harvey due up. Gonzalez is behind 1 ball and 2 strikes on Lekic. He struck out twice already in this game. Singled, was stranded on second back in the 6th, and popped out to Bavley back in the 8th inning. Also, you look back to that bunt by Gethings. I mean, he got it down, but it was hard enough for Lekic to be able to come off the mound. He was very confident. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with it. And how about Jar Parker scooping it? That easily could have rolled into center field.
Now he's making me look good when I said earlier in the game how defensively how good he was, and he showed it right there. It's a great stretch to hold the base and make the pick at the same time. Just saved Lekic on that play and saved the Mountaineers.
The starting pitcher for Newport was Nick Enright. He went 7 innings, gave up no runs, 5 hits, no walks, and 9 strikeouts. For Vermont, it was Daniel Hobbs, 6 innings, no runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Mountaineers have used 4 pitchers. They're on their 4th now. Newport only 2. Booming Burke comes out for the 11th if need be. The meeting between McGill and Lekic is done. Gallman is out. McGill is in. No runners on base, no outs. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a 0-0 game in the bottom of the 10th.
And this will be Lekic's last inning because now that we lose the DH, the pitcher is in that spot.
1-2 curveball waved and missed for strike 3. McGill applies the tag, and there's 1 down.
So Gallman would have led off the inning, but now it's Lekic in that spot, and I can tell you that Ryan Lekic will not be swinging the bat come the top half of the 10th inning or 11th inning if we get there.
So we'll see what happens. Some managerial decisions coming into play in this ball game.
Yeah, we'll see. They got Tressler on the bench. I feel like that's kind of the big pinch hitter right now, I'd say.
Dylan Plew moving up in the box. Not what he usually does. He swings the first pitch and flares it down the left field line out of play. Plew usually has that left foot all the way on the back part of the left-handed batter's box, but a couple of steps up.
He was a little bit late on the last one he had. It was the double down the left field line.
Here's the 0-1. It's a fastball that misses low.
Maybe trying to adjust for that breaking ball and get it before it gets out of his reach there. You know, with that sweeping slider from Lekic working away from Plew. You want to get it as early as you can before it works its way all the way outside.
1-1. There is the slider, and it's flared, fouled down the third baseline out of play. So you're right. Just trying to get a better read on it and possibly catch it so he can scoop it over the right field fence. He does have 2 home runs. He does have a home run against the Mountaineers so far this season. Nobody on, 1 out in the bottom of the 10th inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. That one chopper on the ground. Lekic is able to glove it. Underhands it to first. 2 down.
PFP's Ryan Lekic. Great play.
Good reaction time there. And, you know, Jar Parker may have had a play on it, but Plew's a speedy one. He could have possibly beaten it out, but instead there are 2 down here for Logan Harvey.
This song gets me every time. Reminds me of this past year.
Harvey walked his last time up.
Miss my family on the East Coast.
First pitch breaking ball catches the outside corner for strike 1. That was a big walk. I mean, it loaded the bases, which was great, but Newport had runners on second and third already with just 1 out. A 1 pitch, ground ball up the middle. Parker moving to his left is able to glove it and make the off-balance throw to first. Nice scoop from Medina to retire Harvey. Newport goes down 1-2-3 in the 10th. We'll head to inning number 11. Still no score at Cardines Field on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI.
We're back here for the top of the 11th. Sorry, Davis. We're just going to keep flip-flopping back at this point.
Just take it.
I guess how it's going to be. I call our top half, and you got the bottom. Top of the 11th, we'll see who Coach Nation elects to pinch hit is now with Gallman out of the game and McGill catching. Mountaineers lose the DH, and I was right. It's going to be Nolan Tressler coming to bat to pinch hit for Ryan Lekic. So his night is done. He threw 2 scoreless innings. A great job out of the pen by the Mountaineers closer. We'll see. I'm not sure who the Mountaineers are going to throw. They've thrown most of their bullpen arms today.
Well, that's the thing. We're getting down to it this late in the season. A lot of guys not necessarily able to go this late.
As Tressler swings and misses at the first pitch. Tressler on year only a 205 average. 15 hits and 75 at-bats. The thing with Tressler, a 363 on base as he fouls that one straight back. The camera, another ball very close. Tressler, he has a 363 on base because his 17 walks is just a couple behind, 1 behind Nate Grice and Bryce Kelly for the team lead. The guy who's had half the at-bats. But he's down in the count 0-2. That one from Burke misses up and away. So now 1-2 on the Georgia Southern outfielder from Statesboro, Georgia, a rising sophomore down at Georgia Southern.
And we have some rain in the area, and we didn't expect it. But if we go into extras, I mean, it's starting to come down here.
Is it? I can't even tell. Yeah, we see some people starting to move now as that pitch misses. So now even at 2.
This thing can only get even more interesting.
Oh, man.
Tarp comes out in the 12th. Who knows?
We'll be in Newport until 3 a.m. playing this game. As Tressler fouls another pitch back. Man, I might not want to drive back to Cumberland at this point. I might just sleep here tonight.
I mean, you're running out of options. It's not running too hard at this point, but you can definitely see some sprinkles.
Yep. The 2-2, and Tressler chases a high fastball. Burke with another strikeout, his 5th already.
Good pitch. Elevated fastball. Tressler in his first at-bat, cold off the bench, couldn't lay off. That's a big first out, and the streak continues into the 11th, which is incredible, especially for, you know, a Newport pitching staff. Leadoff hitters batting .316. The number has gone down in this most recent win streak, but that was a problem early on.
As the first pitch to Jar Parker misses high. Jar on the day 0 for 3. Fly out, ground out, and strikeout. as he takes a pitch up and in from Burks, and out 2-0.
And the amazing thing is that we're in the 11th inning, and he is 0 for 3.
Yeah, that's a testament to how good Newport's pitchers have been. As we've seen, you guys are working your way through the 5th time in the order. As that one misses low, so 3-0 on Jar with Bryce Kelly awaiting on deck. See if Burke can reel this one in, the 3-0. That one's there for a strike. Now 3-1 on Jar from Dallas and Arkansas Pine Bluff. Long way from home. As he swings and misses on a fastball, outer half. Count now full at 3-2.
I'm just getting word that we have a not that we're going to get there. Please, hopefully don't get there. We have a midnight curfew by the city.
Oh, yeah. As Jar swings and misses, Burke comes all the way back from 3-0 to sit down Parker. Back-to-back strikeouts to start off the top of the 11th.
That's huge to come all the way back there from Burke, and he's been carving up the Mountaineers since he's been in this ball game. Quick 2 outs now.
And, you know, I remember that because one of my best friends, goes to school at Salve, which is right here in Newport, and I've been out here a couple times, and that was always the cutoff for the parties. It's midnight because, you know, there's a noise and a light ordinance here, so.
They like their sleep in Newport.
Yeah, I guess so.
They like their sleep.
Fouled back from Bryce. Bryce 0 for 4 today, 2 groundouts and 2 flyouts. Chases a breaking ball. Very good pitch from Burke, who's now at 54 pitches after that one.
Yeah, nice slider there, low in the zone. Started low, ended low. No chance for Kelly.
Bryce has been very prone to chasing low balls. As that one's chopped to first. Coming in as Reed, he'll go the easy way to first for the force out. 1-2-3, go the Mountaineers again. So they haven't had a base runner since the 6th inning. We're heading to the 11th, bottom of the 11th, still 0-0 on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI.
Bottom of the 11th inning, and things are getting interesting here in Newport. Chase Acuff moves from 3rd to the mound here for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, this is Chase's first appearance of the year, and it's a big one. Coach is asking him to do a whole heck of a lot right now. As you can see, Chase is a low 3/4 sidearm guy, so we'll see what he can do. I was talking to Chase the other day. Him and Bryce Kelly were both warming up, and Bryce is actually a pitcher at Michigan State. He hasn't thrown an inning there yet, but he is a pitcher, so that made more sense. But Chase said, yeah, I was warming up too. I said, oh, man. He said, you know, I'm a sidearm. I sling it. I'll move the arm angle around a little bit.
So, bring your lunch pail to the ballpark type guy. All hands on deck here for the Mountaineers.
So he's got a very tough situation here. He does have 8-9-1 coming up, so that's a little bit of a breath of relief, as Jock Palmer is also going to take over at 3rd for Acuff.
Kacha DeFaro, Blumgren, and Tawa due up in this inning. Newport went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 10th. Now batting in the bottom of the 11th. Still no score. Acuff on the hill, working from the stretch. First pitch, sidearm fastball in there for strike 1. So here we go.
Chase already pumping strikes. That's great.
He's got a hunchback type of release here, even when he comes to the set. 0-1 pitch. That one swung over. Maybe a changeup there fooled Kacha DeFaro.
I don't even know what's going on right now.
I mean, it's hard to tell, when you have a position guy come in, it's hard to know what he's throwing. He's just going out there and competing. That's really what it comes down to. Just gritting his teeth and trying to give his team the win. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball waved and missed for strike 3. Kacha DeFaro goes down, and Acuff has his first strikeout of the season.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Chase Acuff just sat down Kacha DeFaro there.
Unbelievable. Rain still coming down at Cardines. There's one down here for Jack Blumgren. Shortstop out of Michigan. He's made a few nice plays there. Been solid all year in the middle infield. Now trying to get on base here and give the top of this lineup a chance for a game-winning RBI. First pitch fouled straight back off the wood. Took a little bit of dust off of Cardines, and it's 0-1. Blumgren walked his first time up, grounded out to Acuff a couple of times, and then grounded out to Parker to end the bottom of the 8th. On the ground ball right up the middle, Parker just tagged second himself.
Chase Acuff has thrown 4 pitches. They've all been strikes.
0-1. There's the breaking ball, and it just misses maybe a little high.
Man.
1-1. Certainly very close.
Yeah.
Mike Williams not giving any handicaps here for Acuff, a position player.
Nope, but this is...
Very principled man behind the plate, rightfully so. 1-1 pitch, fastball just a little bit low. Holmgren is now ahead, 2 balls and 1 strike. Still some fans at Cardines Field. It's only 9:38. This is about the average time that Newport's games have gone. It was just so quick with no score. We're now in the bottom of the 11th with 1 out and nobody on. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High fastball popped up right around home plate. McGill goes back and makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2.
This is just blowing my mind right now. Chase is just nasty from the side. Where's this been all year? We could have used him earlier in the year.
He'll face Tim Tawa now.
Yeah, now the real test starts.
Tawa with 5 home runs. Reached on the error by Bavley in the 9th. That was erased on the bunt by Gethings. Then Lekic was able to work all the way out of it. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball fouled over the Newport dugout, out of play.
You can see that mist starting to blow. You know, the wind's still blowing pretty good right to left here. The ball now kind of blowing out toward left field. Good for all the right-handed hitters.
Pretty good breeze here, around 15 miles per hour. 0-1 hit off the end of the bat. Weak ground ball. Second baseman Bavley scoops it up, wings it to first. A 1-2-3 inning for Chase Acuff. We're still scoreless, so we'll head to the 12th at Cardines Field on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI.
It's the 12th here. Chase Acuff throws a scoreless bottom of the 11th, including a strikeout.
On 3 pitches, no less. I mean,
I don't know what to say.
Get that guy a contract. That's all I can say.
Oh, man, this guy is doing it all. As you can see now in that last shot, the rain coming a little bit more steadily here at Cardines. Ben Bavley's going to lead it off here, 2-3-4. As that one catches the outside corner, and back out there for another inning of work is Jerry Burke.
Amazing. Newport's only gone through 2 pitchers now in the top of the 12th inning.
As Bavley swings and misses on a fastball, 0-2. Burke still got that velocity. He's popping the glove pretty good.
Very off balance. His back foot just completely swung around there.
So Burke working quickly his 0-2. Swing and a miss. Bavley goes down as that's now 7 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings for Jerry Burke.
He's been great. I mean, he's earning the win here, truly. He could get an actual 5-inning plus win after coming in the 8th inning.
This is nuts. He's going to fade Nate Grice here as he misses with a fastball there now. 1-0 on Grice. 1 for 4 today, a single back in the 6th inning. Also 2 strikeouts and a flyout to the wall in right field. A ball that I thought he put out in this short porch, but a nice leaning grab up against the fence by Stevie Mangrum.
We've seen a couple of close plays. I mean, the one off the left field fence by Dolan Reed.
That one's popped into shallow right field. Looks like it's going to be the second baseman, Gethings, ranging back for the second out of the inning.
Two quick
I
outs.
don't have enough room in my scorebook anymore.
Well,
There's
that's
no
the
more
thing.
room.
I mean, I'm going up and down, sideways, left and right. Who knows?
Start rating
Diagonally.
yeah, I'm going to start rating on my computer or something at this point. 2 outs. Ronald Medina is going to step in. Medina's 2 for 4 today. 2 singles his first 2 at-bats as he takes a fastball from Burke high.
Newport will have Gethings, Mangrum, and Reed. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom of the 12th.
As Medina skies that one right behind us and off the netting. So the count now even at 1 to the first baseman from the Bronx, New York, and Keystone College, one of the better D3s in the country. As Medina takes that one on the outside corner, now 1-2. Burke gets 66 pitches now.
I mean, they got to make a bigger book. I mean, come on, even the big books only have 10 innings.
As Medina pops that one up. Foul territory. Let's see if Reed has a chance at this one. It's blowing back in, and that ball was caught about a step from the foul line. So another very quick 1-2-3 inning. The Mountaineers still haven't had a base runner since the 6th inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the 12th here at Cardines. Scoreless on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI.
Bottom of the 12th inning, still no score here at Cardines Field. The rain starting to come down as expected. It'll be Gethings, Mangrum, and Reed due up in this inning, trying to get to Chase Acuff, who had a brilliant 1-2-3 in the 11th.
That's just great to hear that Chase Acuff is in the game right now. He threw a 1-2-3 inning.
So Jack Gethings digging in. He's got a couple of singles in this ball game so far. First pitch, fastball, spots it up on the inside corner.
Oh, man, this is great to see that Chase. He's going to go back to Eckerd now, and he's going to say, Coach, I'm a pitcher. I'm a two-way guy.
0-1. That breaking ball misses well outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You have to think at some point someone's going to just run into one here. It's going to be, I don't know what team it is. I feel like you guys have the momentum because we haven't had a hit since the 6th inning.
1-1 pitch, another off speed. That one misses low. Leadoff man on. That's got to be key. Gethings has a couple of home runs on the year. These runners then try and move him over and look for a timely hit. Newport has been good at that lately. Part their recent success, 2-1. Fastball misses low and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Jack Gethings. You wonder how long can Acuff go, and it's bonus time, really.
Yeah, I really don't know, and if they have to get past him on the mound, I don't know what they would do.
3-1 just catches the outside corner. Gethings took a couple of steps backwards, not towards first, but kind of expecting that to be a strike, even though it was definitely a toss-up, but certainly on the outer third. So full count now. The pitch, fouled straight back.
That was a good fight there from Gethings. Good fastball from Chase, though, low and in. I feel like Chase doesn't have the confidence in anything else to go off speed here.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. The pitch, fouled straight back once more. Good fight here from Gethings. Acuff not giving an inch.
Yeah, a couple big hacks there from Gethings.
I think I was actually talking to Acuff before the game in front of the dugout with you as well. Mistake me if I'm wrong, but the Eckerd cut, yeah.
Yep, that was Chase. Really good guy. He's played second, short, and third now. Now he's pitched.
3-2, fouled once more, straight back. Good fight from Gethings. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And, you know, for a guy that's struggled for a lot of this year, Chase, he's hitting under 200, just kept a great attitude. He just keeps working. It's just a good guy to know. I see him in the gym all the time. He's lifting, you know, even when he's not playing. Just a true baseball, just a grinder.
Here's the 3-2, and he gets him with the off-speed for strike 3. 1 down here in the bottom of the 12th. He is certainly a grinder because he is refusing to yield here against the Gulls.
Bend but don't break. That's kind of the motto right now for Chase Acuff.
Boy, I mean, this is the definition of grit your teeth, show up to the ballpark with just a lunch pail and go at it. I mean, he's not messing around. First pitch is an off-speed swung over by Stevie Mangrum, 0-1.
Yeah, Chase is going to get some serious kudos from Coach Nation and probably Coach Michaud, too.
Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike, and really from his teammates, too. Vermont is 16-22, 5th. It's a long shot for them to make the playoffs, let's be honest. And the fact that they're just grinding away here really shows the makeup of this team.
And I don't know if if they lose this game, I think they're technically eliminated, being 5 games back and only having 5 games left. If they drop back to more than 5 games, they can't gain more than that back. So they need to win this.
1-2 fastball misses low and inside to even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still some fans here at Cardine, some eager fans trying to get a last-minute autograph. You got to think Dalton Reed on deck is not handing them out right now.
No, he's probably focused on the at-bat coming here, trying to end this game, so then he can go sign some.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's taken high for ball 3. Mangrum has worked his way all the way into this count. Still no score. Bottom of the 12th inning. Nobody on. 1 out. Mangrum at the dish. Here's the 3-2 offering, and it's inside for ball 4. So Newport has a base runner. Nice at-bat from Mangrum as he trots down the first baseline. And now here's Dalton Reed, an opportunity for one of the best hitters in the NECBL.
Yeah, it's tough. Chase, he looked like he was mixing up arm angles a little bit there, just trying to keep them off balance, but that's going to throw him. I think that's going to throw him off more than it could help him, just because you're not used to throwing in general, so you start mixing up arm angles, it's going to be tough.
First pitch swung on by Reed, popped up behind home plate, but that will get over the grandstands and out of play for strike 1. Reed had a loud 3rd out in the bottom of the 9th. Nate Rise going all the way to the fence. Gethings would have easily scored from 3rd, no doubt. But a great play from the Western Michigan senior. 0-1 pitch, chopper right side, second baseman going to his left. Bavley goes to second for one. The relay from Parker to first is not going to be in time. They go for the 4-6-3 double play. It would have been very tough. They do get the lead runner, and there are 2 down.
Well, that was a big play there from Bavley. I didn't know if he was going to go to second. That ball, he's ranging, toward first deep in the hole, and a good spin pivot and throw to second.
Definitely didn't expect him to go to second there. I mean, he was, an underhand toss away from getting it to Medina.
But that's big because now the winning run is on first instead of second, so that's a big play there.
Gonzalez at the dish. He's got 5 long balls on the year out of Vanderbilt. First pitch fastball, taken for strike 1 on the outer third. Acuff continues to impress.
You wonder how tired Mike Williams' arms are right now.
He's been lifting for about 3.5 hours now. Calling strikes behind the dish. Still consistent. 0-1 fastball. That one a little outside, 1-1. Similar spot to where Enright was ages ago when he was chipping away earlier on in this ball game.
Yeah, it looked like that was a pretty good pitch. McGill wanted it. He, took an extra second to bring it back in there, but no go.
Here's the 1-1. That curveball misses well inside.
See, he raised his arm angle up a little bit on that one. That was a little bit of a low 3/4 instead of sidearm. It's just messing with Chase at this point. I don't think that's the best idea to keep mixing up arm angles.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's hit deep to right field. Going back is Duran, all the way to the fence, and that one is going to be off the top of the wall. Dalton Reed is being waved around third, and he will stop as the throw comes in to Ron Medina, all the way from Duran. That one was close, about halfway up the wall. It's just a single for Jason Gonzalez. But runners on the corners now with 2 outs for Dylan Plew.
That missed pretty high there up off the wall. If anyone was on third there, you might have him back picked, but Palmer was, I'm not even sure what Palmer was really doing there.
I mean, you look back to that play by Bavley to get the lead runner.
Yep.
I thought there was no shot in the world. I didn't even think that he was going to go to second. But he was able to reverse pivot, and Parker with the heads-up play to be there regardless of where the ball was hit. And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound with the entire infield. But drama here, runners on the corners, 2 outs. Dylan Plew at the plate. So far in this game, he has a double and a walk. Down and out a few times as well. He is 1 for 4.
Coach Nation going over everything. It's Chase's game. I don't believe anyone's going to be warming up down there in the Mountaineers bullpen. So they're going to let Chase ride this one out. Because, yeah, if the Mountaineers do come back to win this game, that's going to be the play that is talked about is, Bavley going to second on that one instead of just flipping to first. It would have been obviously a much easier play to go to first. And I heard someone yell 2 on that one, so I don't know if that was, all Bavley still knowing to go to second.
Reed on third, Gethings on first. First pitch to Plew, misses inside. Dylan Plew, 244 hitter coming into this game. 10 doubles, that's first on the team. 30 hits, 2 home runs, 9 RBI, 15 walks. 2 outs in the bottom of the 12th, still no score. The 1-0 pitch. Gonzalez is off. It'll be a defensive indifference as he stands at second base now. Count is 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, that's not a huge deal. With Chase here, it's another one of those situations, the unintentional, intentional walk here with the righty Harvey on deck.
2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one a ground ball. First base Medina gets it on the backhand and tags first base to end the inning. Runners left on second and third. Still no score as we head to the 13th. More free baseball at Cardines on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI.
Top of the 13th inning. Dave, when I came here to Cardines today, I didn't expect to be saying those words.
No, you never do.
So
I didn't expect to be saying it with a 0-0 score.
That too. Back out for his 6th inning of work, Jerry Burke, and he's been absolutely lights out. 5 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. It's just been absolutely disgusting out of the pen.
I mean, this bullpen, for both teams, it's only been Burke out of the bullpen for the Gulls, but to have a 0-0 score in the top of the 13th.
The Mountaineers have a pitcher in right, or a fielder in EDP pitching. This game is going to get. I don't know if it's possible for it to get weirder. Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
They probably could.
Probably will. Let's be honest here.
5, 6, 7 for the Mountaineers coming up is Liam McGill's going to lead it off. The pitch from Burke way upstairs is going to get a new ball here. McGill on the day 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. He's got the hat trick. Looking to turn it around here. He's tied for the team lead in home runs. That one's skied foul first base side out of play. McGill in his home state of Rhode Island. Looking for a little bit of fireworks here.
That would be something if he's able to do it again. The grand slam in game 1 between these two.
And another one. That one got off the pole.
Didn't even see it land.
Yeah, I don't know. That one probably kicked somewhere pretty far. Is count now 1 and 2. Pitch number 68 coming right here. Check swing. No swings. The ball misses inside. Count even at 2.
Mike Williams is doubling his paycheck here.
Do they even get they don't get overtime for this, I don't think.
I don't think so.
I don't think they do. The 2-2. McGill drives that deep to center field. Looking up is the center fielder. That ball is off the top of the fence. On to second goes McGill, a ringing double to lead off the inning.
That one was smoked right off the Pruitt Chiropractic sign out there in center field. The crack of the bat was...
That sounded very good.
I mean, it just didn't have the lift. You knew it was going to hit off the fence. You just didn't know how high it was, and it was about 3/4, maybe 4/5 of the way up. Nice job by Tawa getting in quickly, though.
It hit the top of that sign, the chiropractor sign. We just saw that nice replay of it. Just an absolute laser from Liam McGill. And now Duran's going to step in with McGill off second. And I would almost say pinch run for him, but you don't have a catcher left, so you can't.
It took 13 innings, but...
As Chase Acuff just walked to the on-deck circle and gave me a little smile.
Took 13 innings. They have their leadoff man on.
Oh, my goodness. There's Sam Duran's going to square to bunt. That one's bunted right back to the pitcher. A look at third. They're going to go to third, and he's safe. As Coach Nation with a huge fist pump there.
God, I mean, it's too close to call. It's just such a tough play, and the throw didn't necessarily beat it. It would have had to be on the tag. Not a great angle there, but it's such a tough play to call at this stage in the game. You know, if it was clear cut out, yes, ring them up, but you know, that's what video replay is. You know, that's why people are going to that, but we don't have it.
Yeah, that's, you know, it's tough. The runners on the corners now, no outs. Infield in for the Gulls. As Acuff drives that one into right center field, that's going to be a base hit. That's going to make it down into the gap. Rounding second, on his way to third is Duran. He's rounding third. He's going to score. Acuff's on his way to third. He's going to try to stretch this into a triple. The relay is not going to be made as Chase Acuff clears the bases with a triple in the top of the 13th. 2-0 Mountaineers.
I mean, can you believe this guy? Chase Acuff. He plays third base, then he goes on the mound, and he starts pitching like he's been doing it his entire life. He's carving up some of the best hitters in the NECBL, and then he gets a bases-clearing 2 RBI triple at Cardines Field, where no one has gotten a triple here basically the entire year. That looks like it's going to be the day possibly for Jerry Burke, but, I mean...
You got to tip your cap. He pitched unbelievable out of the pen.
The 10 o'clock hour, and finally we get our first run of the ball game. We'll see who they go to. It looks like it's going to be Austin Michelle out of Dartmouth, but Jerry Burke, I mean, how about that?
Well, this game is about to get really interesting when we come back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI. This game is not disappointing.
Oh, man.
I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just unbelievable.
Hold on to these tickets.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
all I can say. Chase Acuff, I mean, hats off to you. I mean, even if Vermont happens to lose in this game, and they have all the momentum in the world, I mean, this is one of the most mentally tough performances I have ever seen in a time where it is so easy to throw in the towel. It's July 25th. You're 5 games out. A long season with your college in the spring. A long season in the NECBL. And Acuff and the rest of this Vermont team, credit Newport as well. I mean, they're right there in it, but, I mean, unbelievable.
Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze. Mother Nature pulled a nice little trick on me there, but Chase Acuff, I don't even know this guy's pitched 2 scoreless innings. He buckled down there, and then he clears the bases with a triple. As the pitch to the new hitter, Jock Palmer, misses low. Palmer came in that last inning 2 innings ago when Acuff moved over to the mound. He came into third.
Infield is in here for the Gulls. Still nobody out.
Palmer grounds that one to third. Coming in is the third baseman, Gonzalez. The throw on to first for the first out as Acuff holds at third.
Yeah, big first out here. It's just a 2-0 game. I mean, obviously the way it's gone so far, and runs are few and far between, but you never know. Sometimes when you have your back against the wall, that's when things can start to get going. Michelle, no wins, no losses, 5.33 ERA in 15 appearances, 34 hits, 9 walks, 31 strikeouts, and 1 save. Infield in again for the Gulls.
As the first pitch to Jar Parker, good breaking ball in the inside corner for a strike. So Jar looking to get Chase in from third and extend this lead. It's 2-0, top of the 13th. Chase Acuff cleared the bases with a triple to right center as Jar fouls that one off. First base side, McGill led off the inning with a double off the center field wall. And then the bunt from Sammy Duran. We saw Burke try to make the play at third. McGill slid in there safe. Obviously, Sammy took first, and then Acuff comes up and clears the bases with a triple. He's now on third. 1 out. Parker down in the count. Excuse me, it's count even at 1. 0-2, I think. 0-2. As a breaking ball lined hard right at Blumgren at short for the second out. This Jar got a good piece of that one, but unfortunate for him, it found Blumgren's glove.
And not a lot of room to go where it would get caught with the infield in. I mean, cutting off the angles, but that had to be literally right at him, and it was.
So the infield is now back with 2 outs. It'll be the top of the order. Bryce Kelly's going to step in. Bryce not having a day for the record books. 0 for 5 is first pitch from Michelle in there for a strike. Michelle actually pitched the last time out July 22nd against Vermont. He gave up 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning. He gave up the home run to McGill. As that one misses outside, maybe a little low there to the center fielder, Kelly. Did you just see the message from Mike in the group
I
chat?
did see the message from Mike Majeski, the voice of the Mystic Schooners.
As Kelly fouls that one off.
We'll keep that one off the airwaves, but there are broadcasters around the league watching this game for the playoff implications. That's all I will say.
So the count will be 1-2 on Bryce Kelly. Austin Michelle looking to get out of this inning with no more damage as that one's driven into shallow center field out of the reach of the second baseman. That's going to be a base hit for Bryce Kelly. Gethings could not get there. That brings in Acuff for Vermont's 3rd run of the inning. 3-0.
Now the book is closed on Jerry Burke. Still a very good one. 5 innings, 3 runs off, 2 hits, no walks, and 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's really, it's too bad as the pitch to Babley misses outside. It's too bad. You know, he deserves a better fate because he was absolutely lights out until this inning. And, you know, it's you're asking a lot of him.
Yeah, at this point, you're playing with house money, really. You just have it all on the line. You try and find a way. But
as Babley swings at a pitch in the dirt, though, that's going to roll to the backstop as Kelly's going to take second base on the wild pitch.
You know, it's like in hockey when overtime expires and then you go to a shootout. You know, you're still going to get a point. And at that point, it's just, you know, both teams obviously playing well. Both teams evenly matched. It's just a matter of time. Somebody has to win it. And Chase Acuff, as single-handedly, I will say. I mean, not actually, but he's just done it all.
No, that's
crazy.
That's a good way to put it.
As much as you can in a baseball game.
As that ball's lined down the left field line, it's the bullpen foul. Babley a little late on that one. Now 1-2. Babley 1 for 4 so far today. Maybe 1 for 5.
It's hard to keep track at this point.
Yeah, I ran out of room in my scorebook. That's why I missed one. And the breaking ball low. See if he went. No, he did not.
A couple of chirps from the guys behind home plate. They often come out around this time.
The Gulls faithful, they've had a couple in them. They were probably over, you know, maybe at the bar down the right field line or you know, hey, it happens, and they're out here. They're just, you know, it's been a long game, so.
The rain has stopped, though, fortunately.
As Babley lines that one down the right field line. That's a base hit. Kelly's going to score easily. Babley on his way to second base. And he's going to hold up at second with a 2-out double as Babley drives in another run, now 4-0. Babley smoked that one down the right field line.
Yeah, I mean, they're just, you know, the floodgates are opening.
And we saw Michelle had some problems the last time he was out against us, and he's just continued that he just doesn't like to pitch to Vermont, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he gave up the grand slam to Liam McGill. Only 2 of those runs were charged to him.
So now McGill will Grice will step in as he takes the first pitch from Michelle high. Grice looking to just continue this as he's the big dog in this lineup. He's been held pretty quiet today. He's only got 1 hit. As that pitch misses low and in. So now 2-0 on the outfielder from Sterling Heights, Michigan. That's in there for a strike. Inside corner. So now 2-1 on Grice.
Newport will have Harvey, Cacciadeferro, and Blumgren. 7, 8, and 9 new up in the bottom of the 13th.
And if I had to suspect who's warming up down in the Mountaineers bullpen, I'd say Brian Herman because he hasn't pitched in a while as that one fouled back. I don't know if we could possibly get a shot down there of our bullpen just to give me a look and see.
No action. Acuff is going to finish it out.
This is Chase Acuff's game. Thank you for the look down there. Wow. All right. This is going to be something. It'll be in 2-2 to Nate Grice with.
Unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm speechless. That ball's fouled straight back off Harvey. That one caught him pretty flush.
That's the last thing Harvey wants here. Long game, now trailing 4-0, and it just goes right back at his face.
Yeah, that couldn't have felt good.
He's wearing the full hockey mask, though, so I'm not sure. I don't know the ins and outs of the catcher equipment, but.
As that one catches the outside corner, Michelle gets Grice looking to end the inning, but not before the Mountaineers get 4 in the top of the 13th. Last licks for the Gulls coming against Chase Acuff on the NECBL Broadcast Network and WSKI.
Bottom of the 13th now, a 4-0 lead for the Vermont Mountaineers. Chase Acuff back out on the hill. He will face off against Logan Harvey, Matt Cacciadeferro, and Jack Blumgren with one last chance.
Now
the 13th.
The good news is you're facing Chase Acuff, but also the bad news, you're facing Chase Acuff.
First pitch popped up. Shallow right field. First baseman Medema giving chase, and he's able to make the unbelievable catch over his shoulder right in foul territory.
That's, for Newport, that's just how this game's going, unfortunately. That's a great play by Ron down the first base line. I wasn't sure if he was going to make that play. That's an extremely tough play. That's Willie Mays' ass going over your shoulder, back turn to the ball.
Everything going Vermont's way. They have fought tooth and nail for this one. Now just 2 outs away. Newport trying to extend the ball game. Cacciadeferro takes ball 1 high.
I'm going to give Chase. I'm going to have to ask him. He gave me that little look before he came up there in the 13th.
It was hey, watch this. 1-0, hit on the ground. Second baseman Bavley scoops it up, wings it to first. Newport is down to its final out.
Good play there from Bavley. You never know with the hops, even you guys just redid the infield, but you saw him get down to a knee, make sure that ball doesn't get by him. But, man, this game, this was a fun one. This was a very fun one, Dave. I don't even mind being here for 3.5 hours now.
No, this has been outstanding. Blumgren swings at the first pitch, pops it right behind home plate. McGill flips off his helmet and makes the catch to finish off the ball game in 13 innings. The Vermont Mountaineers win this one 4-0. The 2017 Gull Liam McGill finishes it off, and how about Chase Acuff? We'll break it all down for you. Newport falls to 19-19. They're now at 500. Vermont keeps their chances alive, now 17-22. No go anywhere. They'll have the full Newport Gulls post-game report right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
And WSK.
So the Gulls fall in this one by a final score of 4-0. Mountaineers 9 hits, 2 errors. The Gulls no runs, 10 hits, no errors. It was a great game between both teams. It really was a pitching duel the entire time. It was Daniel Hobbs who went 6 innings, no runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Starting pitcher for the Gulls, Nick Enright, 7 innings, no runs, 5 hits, no walks, and 9 strikeouts. And then out of the bullpen for Newport, Jerry Burke, 5 innings, 3 runs, 2 hits, no walks, and 7 Ks. But he was outstanding the entire time until that top of the 13th inning with the leadoff double from Liam McGill. I mean, could you script it any better? It just, the guy who was, the hero, you could say, on Sunday, starts off the inning, and then the guy who comes in to pitch from third is the guy who gets the game-winning RBI in the end.
Chase Acuff is the MVP of this game for me. He throws 3 scoreless innings out of the pen, gets the win, comes up, triples home both runs to give the Mountaineers the lead. I just don't even understand how, Chase, and you said we're still fighting, we're still alive in the playoff hope right now. It's a very slim hope, but at this point you take it one game at a time. I think I had said that on the pregame show. You take it one game at a time. You don't get too, tight. Chase got in some trouble there in the 12th, second and third. Doesn't let it phase him. He gets out of it, lets the Mountaineers do their thing in the top half of the 13th, and that's the story of the game.
Opportunities for Newport, you're right, bottom of the 9th. The error from Bavley, Tawa was on, and then Jack Ethings trying to lay down the sack bunt, and it was right at, I believe it was Lekic who was there to field it, and he goes and gets Tawa at second leadoff runner. Then Mangrum strikes out looking. He had 3 Ks on the evening, and Dolan Reed with the extremely loud fly out to left field to end that inning. And then we really had a 1-0 ball game at brief point. I mean, Cacciaferro getting hit, ends up getting called back, and Reed has to untouch home plate, go back to third. And then in that one, they ended up getting out of it again. Chase Acuff came in. First guy he saw, he just struck out on 3 pitches, Cacciaferro on the 11th. And then how about this? The only time Vermont got the leadoff man on was in the top of the 13th.
Yeah, McGill had that double off the center field wall. I'm still going back to that play Bavley made. It was in the 12th, right? It was in the 12th where runner on first. He went to second to get the force on a ball in the hole. That guy would have come around to score. And was it Reed that hit the ball off the wall? It was
yes.
Reed. So they would have come around to score if the guy was on second, but instead the runner was on first. Only made it to third, and Chase ended up stranding him out there. So that is one of the big plays of the game, and I think that's the. I'm gonna have to talk to Ben on that one. What was going through his mind, because that's an easy flip to first. Usually you just take the out.
I mean, we could break down this game all night if we have to, and we would like to, but you have to go. Not too far because you're going back to Rhode Island. But for the voice of the Vermont Mountaineers, Andrew Whalen. Andrew, a great 3 days that we had. A fun game in Vermont and an extraordinary game here in Vermont. So it's been a pleasure working with you. Good luck with everything. I'm sure our paths will cross soon. We'll send the rest of the post-game report over to Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford. Dan, I mean, what a game. You have a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. Crazy game, wild, all of that. So, yeah, now you got a couple of teams both wanting that third-place spot in the Southern Division. You got one Mystic at 20-20. Got the Newport Gulls now falling to 19-19. No longer that 0.001% difference between the two of them in winning percentage. It should be an exciting end to the season if you're a fan of any of these teams on the bubble here in the Southern Division. Gulls out-hit the Mountaineers today, but it just wasn't enough, not able to come through in the big situations multiple times with runners in scoring position, whether that's on second and third or first and second, just second, all of that. Of course, the Gulls pitching staff did blink first today, but I really think that it has to come down to the situational hitting today and the fact that they weren't able to capitalize, as I bring in Joe DeLeon here. Joe, what do you think the key to this game was today?
Oh, well, you talked about the situational hitting being an issue, and if you look at the stats, there really weren't like a low amount of hits that were hit in this game. You got a couple guys. You actually have 4 different guys that had 2 hits, and pretty much everyone else ended up getting 1. You had 3 guys that went over on today's game. And today actually was not an instance in which they lacked consistency across the board and guys performing well altogether. It just ended up being the case that they were getting on base, and then they were stranding runners. They need to be smarter, and they need to be a lot better in situational hitting, and today they just weren't.
I do feel like specifically today's game was kind of lacking in when you get those guys up to the plate that you want up with runners on base, which I feel like they did multiple occasions, both with Stevie Mangrum, even Dalton Reed before that double that he broke through with. Those guys just weren't able to capitalize in this game.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. And then I think another thing that kind of comes into it was I can't even fault the pitching actually today. I was going to say a little bit can go in the pitching, but in reality, if you look at Nick Enright, didn't allow a run and only 5 hits. The only guy that really gave up the runs was Jerry Burke, and you could argue that the only reason why he gave up those 3 runs was because he ended up pitching a little bit too long. He threw 5 innings, which is a lot for a relief pitcher.
And you don't want to give up 4 runs in 1 inning, but if we're being honest, this is a team that we've seen in the past. They can score 5 runs in their sleep. They absolutely had opportunities to win this game. And without even mentioning the fact that there was a position player on the mound for Vermont for 3 innings there, closing out the ball game for them. He got the win, Christian Acuff, and they weren't able to really do much of anything against him.
Yeah, those are the opportunities you need to take advantage of. Understandably, there's some position players that can pitch pretty well, but at the end of the day, if you have a guy there that's not normally a pitcher, those are the instances that you need to take advantage of. If you can't hit on their starting pitching and the relief pitchers, go and get a hit off of a guy that's not used to hitting. And they ended up being intimidated the whole game as far as hitting in situational instances.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he might do some things you might not think of as a position player who's, going out of his position, maybe has a more creative mind there, knowing, like, what he as a hitter would not want to see in these situations.
They also might be a little bit more risky, too, because they're not used to being in certain type of experiences.
Yep, and I would even say, like, he was tipping his pitches. Like, he was tipping his curveballs thrown from a different arm slot, and they still weren't able to capitalize on those plays. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. It's a tough situation. So we're going to now send it down to Dave Peck.
Thanks, guys. Once again, your final score here from Cardines Field. Vermont 4, Newport 0 in 13 innings of baseball. The Gulls are now 19-19, 500, as they'll get on a bus tomorrow to head over to Laconia, New Hampshire, and take on the Winnipesaukee Muskrats for the 2nd time this season. I'd like to thank everyone who's been a part of this broadcast. Tom Lima, our executive producer, with Shannon Carlson, our producer. Joe Pencala was our audio technician, with Madison Gilman, our on-site engineer. Tess Rote, our production assistant, along with Aram Layton. Social media coordinator was Joe DeLeon and Nick Bello. Statistician was Andre Olivier, with Dan Byford in the booth as our field reporter. And for the voice of the Vermont Mountaineers, Andrew Whalen, I'm Dave Peck saying so long from the city by the sea.